Five, four, three, two, one.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. We are here. It is the end of the work week, and we are here for another live. This is our live where we just chit chat. I check in with the subs. We talk about a range of topics, whatever questions, topics, wherever the hell the conversation goes. And I just so happened the other day to be looking at an old go off with Nickey live, and I was dying. I was like, you know what? I think we should bring that back. It used to be a good time. Okay, it used to be a good time. So this is just our all over the place live. So we're just gonna chit chat, check in with each other, and we're just gonna let the conversation go wherever the hell it may. But I am having a you know what? I was gonna say I'm having a glorious Friday. I am having a glorious Friday, but I am also having a stressful Friday, a stressful week. I literally have had like a migraine just tapping right on the edge for like the last 2 days. Like it's not a full blown migraine, but I feel it creeping. I feel it creeping. And I was this close to canceling this live. Y'all know how I do. I was literally so close to canceling this live. I'm actually here a little early because this live was supposed to start at 8:30. So props to me. Okay, not only is she not flaking, not only is she not late, she is early. But as you guys know, or if you're new and don't know, I am currently working on my first short film. And when I tell y'all, we are 5 weeks out from filming and I'm literally about to lose my mind. And it's so funny because like I'm stressed, ain't even a word. And I have some stuff I have to do this weekend, but I said, you know what? Because my mother was like, you're not supposed to eat, sleep, live, breathe the project. Like you need to be decompressing. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go about 2 days not thinking about, not talking about, not doing anything related to this film because when I tell you my head is about to explode, like I'm so stressed out. Um, but it's really exciting. Like I feel anxious. I feel like I'm ready for us to just be there. I'm ready for us to be filming. I'm ready for filming to be over. Like I'm ready to see like the end product, but I'm not like I don't want to rush it. I'm enjoying it, but you know how that is. It's like you can't wait for something, you know? But I'm literally about to die. I'm literally about to die. And you know what? I said something so funny earlier. Like I didn't say it. I kind of caught myself. I was talking to my mother about everything. And I was just about like you know how you catch yourself like you're just about to say something? I was literally the next line I was gonna say was there's so much on my shoulders. And I stopped myself and I was kind of laughing at myself because I'm like, hold on now, child. This is not like there's some movie studio who put $10 million in a you know what I mean? Like this is my little small short film. And the fact that I was literally about to say there's just so much on my shoulders, I was just like, girl, who are you? Like, shut up. Like, calm down. I don't know, but that's just kind of like who I am and how I handle things. I was telling my mother that. I'm like, I don't know how my mother is literally Xena Warrior Princess. I always call her that. I remember telling my mother, like my whole childhood, I never saw you panic, stressed out, upset, like any problems arise. My mother is that person that we gotta just solve the problem. If plan A don't work, we need a plan B, plan C, plan D. Like she is always together. I'm the stark opposite. I'm gonna have a mental breakdown. Every time without fail, I'm gonna panic. I'm gonna spiral. Oh God, am I gonna spiral? But that, I don't know. I feel like that's my process. Like I have to spiral and flip out, and then I can get together and like solve the problem and do what needs to be done. But first, I'm gonna flip the hell out, okay? Equalizer, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. Pretty girl Danny, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. If you're here, make sure you hit like on the video. Make sure you drop down in the chat. Greta, thank you so much for being here. Shout out to you. Anakin Not Vader, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. What now horror movies have you watched recently? Honestly, in my 40 years of life, a horror is the number one thing that I watch. Obviously I watch other things, but I don't watch anything as much as I watch horror. 9 times out of 10, I'm looking for a horror movie to watch. But what have I watched lately that wasn't horror? I know what I watched lately that wasn't horror. I watched some hood movies for the first time. I saw Dead Presidents. I saw Set It Off. I saw Into Deep. So those were not horror movies. Also, I did some rewatches because I actually was thinking about doing a video on like movies I hate and like my thoughts when I rewatch them, because I don't know, y'all tell me if this is just me. I have a habit of rewatching movies that I hate to see if I will feel differently. And like the time between rewatches varies. Like sometimes I'll watch a movie in theaters and I'll hate it, and then by the time it's available to stream, I'll rewatch it to see if I feel the same way. And some movies take me years to like want to revisit, but I like to, I don't know, it's very, very rare that I one and done a movie even if I don't like it. Because I don't know, I be feeling like if I'm in a different mood, like my feelings could change on a movie, and I really can't pinpoint what it is. But I was thinking about doing a video on that because I recently rewatched, this is a non-horror, I rewatched Mile 22. And I also rewatch stuff because a lot of times I watch movies and I really don't remember the movie. 9 times out of 10, I tend to remember what I felt about a movie, like if I liked it, if I thought it was dull, but I don't always remember like the movie, the details. So I remember watching Mile 22 once, and if you're not familiar, Mile 22 is an action movie. It has Mark Wahlberg. It has a lot of people. If you're into Indonesian horror, not Indonesian horror, if you're into Indonesian action movies, there's an action star in their movies that I really love. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's in Mile 22. And if you are a UFC fan, Ronda Rousey is in there. She was a big MMA fighter. But it's a lot of people in this movie. It's an action movie, kind of like action spy kind of movie, and someone comes in off the street with information. Folks are trying to kill him from the information he has or whatever. And Mark Wahlberg and his team has to keep this person safe, give him what his demand is, which is to get to the United States, and then he'll give them the information. That's pretty much the movie. So that's one non-horror movie that I rewatched recently, and it's one of those movies I gave it like a 3 out of 5 star. The action is really good, like the hand-to-hand combat, the fighting. The story it's okay. It's good enough, entertaining enough. There's but it is literally, Mark Wahlberg plays the most aggravating character I've ever seen in my life. Like, that character is so obnoxious and aggravating. I also saw The Godfather Part 2 for the first time recently. That's another non-horror movie. Of all the movies I've seen, I literally be feeling like I've seen every movie on planet Earth. One of my actors was telling me about a movie in the tall grass, trying to correlate something. She's like, I don't know if you've seen it. I was like, baby, I've seen everything because I've seen In the Tall Grass. Because it literally feels like I have seen everything, but there are still tons of like iconic movies. And even if they're not iconic, there's just tons of movies that are still on my watch list. And The Godfather franchise is one. I literally just saw The Godfather for the first time like last year. And so I watched The Godfather Part 2 finally like over the weekend or last week or something like that. So that's another non-horror that I watched. A few movies that I tried to see that weren't horror. I thought these movies seemed really similar. Do y'all know the movie Bait with Jamie Foxx? It's a movie called Bait with Jamie Foxx, David Morse, where Jamie Foxx is like a petty thief. It's like a comedy action. He's like a petty thief. He ends up in jail, and the person he's sharing a cell with has information that David Morse little agency needs. And when he dies, they want to use Jamie Foxx character. Y'all, I truly tried to give this movie a chance. I went in with an open mind. I randomly saw it on Tubi. I was like, oh, y'all know comedy ain't my bag. But if it's comedy mixed with horror, mixed with action, 9 times out of 10, like, I can sit through it. And I actually really like Jamie Foxx. Now, I don't necessarily like Jamie Foxx's humor. The Jamie Foxx show was never really my cup of tea. And I love Jamie Foxx as an actor, but it's nothing really comedy with him that I like. Bait sucked. Okay, I didn't even finish it. I think I saw it for maybe 20 minutes, maybe 25, around the time when his cellmate dies and they're trying to recruit Jamie Foxx character. That's kind of when I checked out and turned it off. But the humor felt stale and dated. And granted, it's an early 2000s movie, but humor doesn't always feel dated. I don't care how old a movie is. The humor can still feel fresh and you can still, get some laughter out of it. Bait was just really stale. I wasn't into it. David Moore's character was irking my nerves. Mike Epps was in it as well. So then there was another movie that I thought felt really similar called Bad Company. And this one has Anthony Hopkins and Chris Rock. Now, I actually like this. I actually finished it. And I thought the humor was actually really good. But I do like Chris Rock's humor though. This one, I actually got some chuckles out. It was actually interesting. I actually like the story way more than Bait, but it kind of feels like it's in the same vein. So basically with Bad Company, Chris Rock has a twin brother who's like a CIA agent, but they were split up at birth, adopted by different families, so they don't know they have a twin brother. When he dies in a mission, they want to use Chris Rock to complete the mission. So I don't know. It felt similar. Both of the movies felt kind of similar. But Bad Company was actually good. But it did start to get stale after maybe like the first hour. It started feeling like, okay, like the momentum is kind of dropping. Like, okay, I'm ready for this to be over. But I did finish it, and I enjoyed it. I'll probably never watch it again. But on a day when you're just trying to like find something entertaining to watch, it did what it needed to do. Definitely better than Bait. Another non-horror that I watched recently. And this will be the last one I get into because I do want to start doing my everything I watched this month again. I'm going to do it when June ends. But there is a movie. Okay, have y'all ever watched a movie when you were like a kid and you remember the movie, but you just can never find it? I have like 3 movies like that, right? 2 of them I am literally still looking for. I've spent my whole life looking for these 2 movies. One of them I finally found. Shout out to Tubi. My nigga, shout out to Tubi. Tubi is the GOAT. Tubi is the GOAT. I don't care what nobody says. Tubi is the GOAT when it comes to streaming services. I just wish they would give me an ad-free option. I would pay for ad-free. I can't stand ads. But it be effing up the vibe of the movie, man. But shout out to Tubi. Okay, Tubi be my lifeline. But there is a movie that I watched. Does anyone know the movie with Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., Jeremy Piven from the 90s, and it's called Judgment Night. And it's about 4 guys who are going to a football game, but they get off the highway to take a shortcut, end up in a bad neighborhood, and have to run and try to survive the night, fighting for their life, right? I distinctly remember watching that movie when I was a kid. I've seen it 11 billion times, but the movie I have been trying to find, there is a female version of Judgment Night. It is literally the exact same premise, except it's for women instead of for men. And it's one of those movies where I be feeling like, is my mind playing tricks on me? Did this movie never really exist? But I have literally been looking for this movie since I was a kid. And I could never find it because I could see the people in my head. Like I said, it's one of those movies you remember from childhood. You just can't find it. There were no memorable, like no actors that I can like look up their filmography. But then I got mad because when I rewatched it, it's a black guy in there that I know, but he played a really small part. So that's probably why I didn't remember him. But anyway, The movie is called Survive. It was a TV movie. It was a made-for-TV movie. Literally the exact same premise as Judgment Night, which that's so funny how that happens because there's been all this controversy about the upcoming horror movie Together and how these other filmmakers are saying, hey, we did a movie exactly like this and they stole it. There are always so many examples of it literally in the same year having two different movies that are literally mirror movies, like they're exactly the same. It happens so freaking much. I remember there was like a Friends with Benefits movie with Justin Timberlake, and in the same year there was like a Friends with Benefits like comedy romance with Ashton Kutcher. Like it happens so much. Even the White House Down and the Olympus Has Fallen, like it happens a lot. So even way back to the 90s, in the same year, we got Judgment Night, 4 guys get stranded, got to fight for their life in a bad neighborhood. Then we have Survive, where 4 women get off the highway, get lost, have to survive in a bad neighborhood. Y'all, the disappointment in finding this movie. And that was the thing. I said, me and my mother was having a conversation because we've both been looking for this movie. We both saw it when I was a kid. We could not remember if we actually liked the movie because so much time has passed trying to find it that it just started to become about finding the movie. Like we couldn't even remember if we actually liked the movie. We were just focused on finding the movie. Like, y'all, this was the worst movie. It was so bad. It was so, and oh Lord Jesus. I know people like to really get, start griping about, oh, things are too PC now and everyone's too sensitive. Baby, society really needed to change because it was the Wild West in the 90s. So where Judgment Night is still a very solid movie, ain't offensive. We had some white thugs out there. What's that white actor from like that what is his name? This is gonna bug me. What is his name? Because he was the main thug in Judgment Night. Oh God, I could see him in my head. He had a really famous TV show, but I can Leary something. Damn it, it's Leary? Damn it, what is his name? Dennis Leary. Goddamn motherfucker. I be feeling like I have so much in my head, I can't even think. Dennis Leary is the main thug in Judgment Night, okay? Because they go off into a bad neighborhood. But the way Survive did it, it's so racist. I'm sorry. It's so racially insensitive. I'm like, what was my 7-year-old self thinking? But again, I don't remember if I liked the movie. So much time has passed and I was just looking for the movie. Y'all, these 4 fragile white women from the suburbs need to stop off for gas in a bad neighborhood. Okay, now the main thug who leads the gang is white, but it's a lot of niggers in the gang that we following. And what makes it is the fact that there's one gang member who's this black kid, right? And mama sick, little babies, he's trying to make money, take care of everybody. That's why he joined the gang. Well, he ends up switching and wanting to help the white women. Y'all, please tell me why. I swear to God, no exaggeration. The whole goddamn movie, this black kid just keeps saying, y'all gonna take me out the hood, me and my family, we gonna help you. We gonna help you, little niglet. They didn't say that. They didn't say niglet. But that is literally the vibe. That is literally how the movie plays out. This little they keep saying it over and over and over in the movie. And then at the very end of the movie, when everything ends, the little black kid look to the white women again and say, so are y'all really gonna take me out the hood? I was just like, get the fuck out of here. You know a white person wrote this. I was just like, come on now, man. Come on now. Yeah, it was terrible. I wish I would have never found it. It was so bad, and it wasn't just bad because of that little racial undertones. It's just a bad movie. It's just a bad movie. Like it's the acting is bad. It's so cheesy. The lead actor who's playing the lead gang member, he has a really corny, hammed up performance that gets even more hammy as the movie goes on. Like to the point, like his performance was grating. It was aggravating. And I don't know what kind of direction the director was giving him, but apparently the director was saying, yeah, go even more crazy. Keep going crazy. But it was like a goofy, aggravating kind of going crazy. It was just, It was bad. It was bad. Um. Oh, you know what? It's not called Survive. You're right in the chat. It's called Survive the Night. It's called Survive the Night. It's not called Survive. Um, Jesus Christ. Like it was bad. It was bad. And it's a few other movies that I'm looking for just like that. That I'm like, damn, do I want to find them movies? Do I even want to? Now, but it was bad. It was so bad. So how would you rate Survive the Night between 1 through 10? Well, I gave it a half a star out of 5 on Letterboxd. So on a scale of 10, I'd probably give it 1 star. It was really goddamn bad. And the only reason it got the half star, the only reason it gets a star is because the black kid performance, not the kid who was begging to get taken about the hood, but there's a like another black kid. It's like a teen that's his buddy that gets him in the game. Who was this guy? Because I know. Was he the one who played Bob in The Walking Dead? Hold on, let me fact check this. But he's the only reason I would even give it a star because I did like him and he was the only competent acting. I just can't believe. And why? Oh my God. I just looked it up trying to get him who he is. Why does Survive the Night have a 5.6 star rating out of 10 on IMDb? It got to be a bunch of white people. I'm sorry, y'all. It has to be. Yes, that's who I knew. That's who he was. Bob from The Walking Dead, and he was also the one who Grandma would be playing bingo in like the first season of Raising Kanan. He's the only reason I would even give it a star because shout out to that man. I actually really like him, but that's just something I do. Well, we got sidetracked with that, but back to what I was saying. Like anytime I watch something and I don't really like it, I like to rewatch it to just see. Okay, yeah, this is bad. I don't like it. Or okay, yeah, now it kind of grows on me, and I like those moments where a movie surprises me and I end up liking it. Like Cabin in the Woods. I saw Cabin in the Woods in theaters and I hated that movie. I hated it. And I actively hated it like the next 3 rewatches. But after that, I ended up like I love that movie. I love that movie. But sometimes like Memento, I know people go up for Memento. Christopher Nolan's Memento. I hate that movie. First of all, I don't like Guy Pearce. And he's the lead, so. But sometimes I can like a movie despite not liking the lead, i.e. Kill Bill, because I don't like but Memento is I don't like that movie. I saw it once way back in the day when it came out. I hated it, and I only just rewatched it for the first time, and I was like, yeah, I still hate this. But I like to rewatch stuff. If I don't know, am I the only person who does that? I like to rewatch stuff. To just see if I feel. Sometimes you feel differently. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. Ronald, did you ever see Survive the Night with Ice-T? That was a really good movie. Surviving the Game. Oh, did I just say Survive the Night? Because see that white women in my head. Did you ever see Surviving the Game? I think I just said Survive the Night. Yes, Trespass. There's a block of movies in the 90s. It's like those thriller, fight for your life movies that are right up my alley. Like I feel like it really created my taste in movies as a kid because one thing I've always said on this channel, my favorite premise is a fight for your life, like fight for survival, secluded location setup. And that block of 90s thrillers, Surviving the Game, Trespass, Judgment Night. It's like quite a few. Well, I guess that's more disaster movie, but even a movie like Daylight with Sylvester Stallone from the early 90s, like I love movies like that. Yes, I love Surviving the Game. I've seen it 50, 11, 100,000 million times. And I think the last time I rewatched it was maybe like a few years ago, I think. But Surviving the Game is really, 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 really good. A lot of people did not like Cloverfield, but I did. I still remember watching Cloverfield in theaters, and I fucking hated that movie. This is one of those movies, I've talked about this before, when there was there's always like a trend in horror, and I remember there was a block of time when the trend was found footage. It felt like every horror movie was found footage, and it used to get on my nerves because a lot of times I wouldn't know it was a found footage horror movie until I would watch the movie, and Cloverfield was one of those dupes. I didn't know it was a found footage movie until I was sitting my black ass in the theater watching it. I hate Cloverfield, and I have tried to rewatch it, but I never can quite make it. All them characters get on my nerve. I typically, when I try to rewatch it, I fast forward through that little party. What was it? A going away party, a New Year's Eve party, some kind of party show. I can barely remember. But I really don't like that movie. But I didn't know a lot of people didn't like it. I could have sworn Cloverfield was super, super popular movie. I could have sworn it made a lot of money. But yeah, I really didn't like that movie. Oh, that's another good, but it's not an isolated location, but that's another good 90s fight for your life thriller. I love Enemy of the State. Oh my God. Oh, we got to get into Will Smith. Oh, we got to talk about Will Smith and how he always fumbling. Do you still watch reality TV? What happened to them TLC shows you watched? I love reality TV, but there's not really anything that piques my interest. I still watch Jersey Shore. I don't know if anybody else watches Jersey Shore. They have their spinoff Family Vacation. That's a reality show that I always watch. I watch reality shows. I just don't ever really talk about it. I need to catch up on the Housewives of Atlanta new season. I saw like the first two episodes when they aired, and it was kind of lackluster. So I was waiting for the episodes to build up so I could like binge it. So I think we're about to be at the reunion, so I need to do that. I just started trying to watch Candy's daughter Riley is on a new show, as well as Kim Zolciak's daughter, called Next Generation NYC or something like that on Bravo. I started to try and watch that, but little Tina Boppers kind of irk my nerves, so kind of sparingly trying to watch it. I did used to love a lot of those TLC reality shows like Extreme Sisters and stuff like that. I haven't really watched any recently. There's not really a lot of reality TV that really calls to me these days. I have heard a lot of people talk about, what is the show called? There's a show I just saw a clip of because Megan Thee Stallion was like a guest star. It's like a reality dating show, and she got her swimwear that just came out, and she was like a guest star, and a lot of people be talking about it. It's like some girl Huda that I hear people talk about. I'm so Love Island. That's what it's called. I am so interested, but I feel like I'm too far behind. Like from what I've heard, they have like, is it like Big Brother where like you get filmed 24 hours a day or something? But whatever it is, whatever the setup is, I think it's like a new episode every single time I turn a day. And I was like, I ain't got time for that. Like that feels like it's probably a million episodes. Oh, another reality show that I do watch is Love After Lockup. I am obsessed with Love After Lockup. I do need to catch up. I feel like I missed this last season or maybe the last two seasons because I tend to be behind because I like to like binge it. But that's another reality show that I watch. But if it's some good reality shows that aren't on my radar, I love reality TV ever since I can remember. That was something else. Anybody who used to watch, I used to be obsessed with all the Love and Hip Hop series, Love and Hip Hop LA, when Masika and what's that other girl? What's that girl? I can't think of her name, but Masika and this other girl, this light-skinned girl, used to always be going at it over like Young Berg or something real stupid. They're about to have like some dramatic ass sit down. Yeah. I'm kind of into that. And I for a while was watching Jocelyn's Cabaret on Zeus Network, but I was like, I'm not finna keep paying for Zeus Network every month when all I'm watching is Cabaret. That was like my little dose of like ridiculousness. I rewatch movies. Sometimes my opinion of the film changes good, but yeah, sometimes I love a movie, rewatch it, and I hate it. And be like, what the hell was I thinking? This was not good. But okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one because I'm like, well, I know I'm not the only one who rewatches movies, but I be thinking, am I the only person that rewatches um, movies that I don't like? Alexander, what are your favorite Nolan movies? Inception is my number one. I am obsessed with Inception, like obsessed, obsessed, obsessed. I've seen that movie 50, 11 billion, 100,000 times. What's the one with the magicians? That might be my second favorite. What's the one with the magicians? I can't think, but there's one with them. Let me look up his thing. I can't think what it's called. That's gonna bug me. There's also an early Nolan film that I never hear anyone talk about with my man Al Pacino, Insomnia. Wait, what? Yeah, that was Christopher Nolan. That's another one of my favorites. What is the one called with the magicians? The Prestige. The Prestige. That's another one of my favorites. You know what's one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies? Tenet. Tenet is my ish. Y'all, Tenet deserves another run. I feel like the pandemic killed Tenet. I love that movie. I love that movie. I love that movie. And I literally remember when the demic hit and the movies would come straight to streaming for like $20. I literally remember watching Tenet for the very first time ever. I love that movie. It's the first time. Tenet is the first movie that made me like Robert Pattinson. Never got on that train. Never understood why everybody was crazy about Robert Pattinson. Maybe because I've never seen Twilight. But Tenet made me be like, okay, this young man got some talent. I like this young man. But I love Tenet. And I think Tenet needs a second chance. It needs a second chance. But those are probably my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. But I'm actually not a huge Christopher Nolan fan. Like, I like him. I respect him. They're the movies that I love, like I just named, but he's not one of my favorite directors. But yeah, those would be my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. I hate found footage. You can throw the whole subgenre away. There are literally only 2 found footage movies on planet Earth that I actually no 3. One is a bad movie, but it's a so bad it's good movie, and the other 2 are legitimately good movies. That's it. Throw the whole subgenre away. Like I can't. You know what? My god sister is always talking to me about 90 Day Fiance. Isn't that the one where like someone comes from like another country or something? She's always talking to me about that. The way she talks about it, I don't know. I just be feeling like it's not something that I'm gonna really get into. I love after lockup. Oh my god, that's my ish. Oh my god. Hey, Faith Family and Fun Reviews. Thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. Hi, everyone. Nickey ran out of time to give us Apple's updates last time. What's going on with that? Okay, so I kind of got into a little bit of it at the top of this because I'm stressed out like a cokehead. But we are 5 weeks from filming. So it's down to the wire. And the last things that I'm pretty much trying to hammer out, I just had probably one of my last pre-production meetings with my assistant DA, with my assistant AD the other day. And besides maybe like a week or 2 before filming to like hammer out the call sheet and shooting schedule. But the last piece of the puzzle, which is okay, so the last piece of the puzzle for why I'm so stressed out is trying to get everything hammered out with the special effects makeup artist, trying to map out the creature design. I really want to put my head through a hole in the wall. That's like the last like piece of the puzzle. Um, and the other piece of the puzzle that had me stressed were the actors. I've been hovering. I've been on their ass. I've been very controlling because the last rehearsal, I was, let me tread lightly. I was disappointed with performances. So it made me, when I don't know, I don't like unknown. Stuff starts to make me anxious. And when it starts to make me anxious, it starts to make me kind of like controlling. Like I want to kind of, but they expressed that I was, I was kind of suffocating and stifling their creativity. So I got with everyone this week when we went over some rehearsals and performances, and I said, I ain't finna bother y'all for like the next 5 weeks. If y'all need me, obviously y'all can reach out, but I'm finna leave y'all alone. And I'm very, very happy with the progress. I feel like I don't need to feel so controlling. Like I feel like, okay, I can leave y'all to y'all devices. I can trust y'all, keep it in y'all hands. I have one more actress to meet with Sunday. And after that, I'm gonna give her the same spiel. I'm finna leave alone for the next 5 weeks. If you need me, reach out. But I'm finna get off y'all ass. You don't have to see me no more. Like we have to do no more like rehearsals. I'm not finna bother you. And it's so crazy because it reminds me of like how people talk about the kind of parent they want to be, but until you have kids, you don't really know. So it's one of those things. Like obviously, it's my first film, so it's like before I kind of started, I felt like, oh, I want to be this kind of director. Child, I remember watching something with Steven Spielberg, and he was talking about how when he first started, he would be really anal about doing rehearsals. But over time, he doesn't do any rehearsals at all. He doesn't want to get like a great performance from an actor and the camera isn't there. You want it to be way more like organic and spontaneous. You want to get like, reactions and stuff in a moment. And I was all like, yeah, that sounds like how I want to do things. I would want the actors just have a lot of freedom, and I just want to see what they would come up with, and let's just be spontaneous. Hell nah. That's not how I'm ending up actually. I mean, way more. I'm like, no, motherfuckers. We need to rehearse. Do it over and 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 over. Because it was making me feel more confident if I just really kind of beat their heads into the wall. And so then I'll know when we show up to film that y'all got this shit together. I don't like feelings of like flying blind. And I said to an actress the other day, one of the actors who, I don't want to say too much, she's doing a certain thing. And I was like, well, I want you to record it and send it to me. She was like, what? How long? You want me to, why do I need to send it to you? And I'm like, baby, because I want to know what you're doing. Like, I don't want to be flying blind. I don't want to not know your interpretation or what you're doing with this performance until we both can show up to, like, I can't operate like that. And they were saying I was stifling them creatively and I was hovering. I get it. You're right. I was, but it helps my anxiety. I want to kind of control. And it's crazy because filmmaking is a collaborative effort, and I'm not a very collaborative person. I was raised the only child. I literally was always exempt from class projects except one time. I would always ask the teacher if I can be exempt and do the project myself, and they would always say, well, it's going to be extra work. And I'd be like, I don't care. I don't like to rely on other people. I like to just like, I want to just rely on me. I hate trying to rely on other people. Even with like the special effects makeup artists, I've been waiting. Like I was waiting for them to send me like, okay, send me certain stuff. Let's start hammering out the look. Week passed by. I sent them a follow-up like, hey, still waiting for you to send me XYZ. Oh yeah, it's almost done. I'm gonna send it. Another week went by. Like I hate stuff like that. Like I hate waiting on people. And essentially, maybe I was being anxious and ridiculous because we are still 5 weeks out. Like the makeup artist is, I'm not saying they were like behind, but for me, I was just anxious. And I'm just like, hold on now, why you ain't sending me this? Like, come on, send it. Because that's just how I. I don't know. I get anxious. I want to know what everyone is doing. Like I want to control it. And it's honestly so funny to me because I always say I'm the least controlling person on planet Earth. Like, I don't care to control anything. But now I'm seeing that in this realm, I'm controlling as hell. Controlling as hell. Will you be watching the new Jurassic Park movie with Scarlett Johansson? So y'all know how I always say I don't watch movie trailers. Like, I love going into movies blind. I literally didn't watch a single movie trailer for like a few years. And even when I would go to the theaters, I would show up at a time to kind of be late so I wouldn't see the trailers. But recently, I've seen a lot of trailers. I go to the movie theaters. I show up. Well, sometimes I'm late because I'm just running late. But when I see movies like back to back, and I'm in the theater early, I'm seeing previews, and I halfway feel like I'm kind of off my I'm not watching trailers kick. I do still stand behind trailers. Ruin the movie. The marketing ruins the movie. Like, people don't know how to do trailers. Like, they give everything away. But I'm not finna work harder than you for the integrity of your movie. Like, if you want to ruin your movie before it even come out, go ahead, ruin the movie, child, play the trailer. Now, am I going to go out of my way to look up movie trailers? No. But I'm not going to like avoid them like I normally do. I remember one time I literally almost hurt myself because it's a rarity for me to see trailers because I'd rather pay to not see them. But like I said earlier, Tubi and their trailers. Tubi went to start playing the 28 years later trailer. The way I almost hurt myself trying to die for the remote. So I heard, but oh my God, I was trying. I'm not going through that no more. Like, I've been like that for quite a few years. Like, I just will fight so hard. I will be off of social media for a time when certain movies come out because I don't want any spoilers. I don't want to see any stills. I want to go in blind. I think going into movies blind creates the best movie going experience. But if these damn filmmakers want to put everything in the damn trailer and ruin the damn movie, that ain't no me. But I said all that to say the trailers kind of be working because there's a few trailers of movies that I saw in theaters recently that I had no interest in seeing until I saw the trailer. The new Jurassic Park is one of them. I haven't seen any of the Chris Pratt Jurassic World movies, but I was sitting in the theater. Baby, that trailer looked good. Is it just me? That trailer looked good. Are those Jurassic World movies hitting? That trailer looked good. I absolutely want to see it. Now, movies are in certain categories for me. Is the new Jurassic Park a movie theater movie? Is that worth a $20 ticket? Hell no. I'll watch it when it come on streaming or something, or maybe one of Tyra little sites. But for me, it ain't worth the $20 spot it ain't worth the 20 spot for no ticket. I'm sorry. It's not for me. It's not something I'm in a rush to see. Like, oh my God, I got to see that as soon as it hit the theaters. No. But yeah, I do want to see it. It looked good as hell. The trailer sold me. And also the Megan 2 trailer. I really didn't care for the first Megan. I saw it in theaters. I was very disappointed. Heard about them making a sequel. Could care less. Said I wouldn't go watch it. The trailer sold me. And I saw somebody saying that the Megan 2 trailer is the most annoying trailer. I was like, annoying what? It sold me. It sold me. Yes, The Prestige. That's the movie. I couldn't think of the title. Hazel E. That's her name. That's the girl Masika be fighting with that she finna have to sit down. Hazel E. Thank you. I couldn't think. Tenet is phenomenal. Tenet deserved better, okay? But you know what? I will say, in for the side of the people that don't like Tenet, I have seen Tenet probably 6 times because I love it. I can't tell what the hell that movie's about. I've seen it 6 times and I can't explain nothing about it. But it's fire. It's phenomenal. But I can't tell you nothing about it. Do you like Antoine Fuqua films? You know what, Dane? It's so funny you asked me that because I was having a conversation recently and someone was saying how I was having a conversation with it was Tyra and that black guy. I can't think of his name. But anyway, Tyra was picking on him and telling me how he has no black directors in his top 5. And he said something disparaging about Spike Lee that really shocked me. And I was like, I'm actually not a big fan of Spike Lee's films. I love Inside Man, but I'm not a big fan of Spike Lee films. But I am a big fan of Spike Lee. Like, I have a lot of respect and admiration for him as a filmmaker. But I think the top black director right now is Antoine Fuqua. That's why I literally just said that in that conversation. Love his movies, love him. And if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, he's a writer-director, not just a director. Love him. Absolutely love him. I think he's great. Yeah, that was very serendipitous that you just asked me that. But yeah, I love him. I love his films. How did you do casting for the film? Child, when I tell you, when I went to finally be like, because I've been saying for a few years that I want to get into filmmaking. And I was like, okay, I'm tired of like just talking about it. Let me do it. Because my thing was always, okay, when I have enough money, I don't have enough money to do it. Okay, when I do. And my mother thing that she said, she's always like, if you wait until, you'll be waiting forever. Like you know how people always say, oh, well, when I lose enough weight. Oh, well, when I get enough money. Oh, well, when my job if you keep doing all of these stipulations of, oh, I'll do it when, you'll never, because the circumstances will never be perfect. That was pretty much her reasoning. She was like, even when you say, oh, when I have enough money, you'll never have enough money. Oh, when I lose enough weight, you'll never lose enough weight. It'll never be perfect conditions. You have to just do it with what you have. So I was like, okay, I'm going to finally do my short film. I went through a few ideas, started writing the script, and then I was like, I literally just moved to Tennessee. I don't know anybody here. How the hell am I going to put a cast and crew together? Like, I literally was so stuck. So I was like, because the people that I see doing like their first short film is usually like, other people that want to do film, whether whatever department they want to act, whatever, and you kind of, get the folks around you that want to do. Nobody around me want to do no more film, and ain't nobody around me because I just moved to a new state. So I pretty much just kind of researched, like, how do you find, like, someone, I think my god sister told me go on, like, Facebook groups, but I'm never on Facebook. So I was like, well, child, where else can I go? So kind of Googling, there are casting websites. And the one that through my research was supposed to be the #1 casting site was a place called Backstage. So I pretty much made an account, and you have to pay like a certain amount of money to put like a casting ad up. And I put a casting ad up, and to my shock, and surprise, people were submitting their application for the film. I had like certain questions that I would ask, like, would you be comfortable working with a first-time independent director? Would you have any problems working on a horror film with pro-abortion themes and certain stuff? And people did my little application. I saw like their headshots and their acting reel. And if I liked what I saw from that, then I would reach out to them and I would set up a Zoom meeting so we could see each other face to face. I could do more of an interview, get a feel for like their energy, if they would be a good fit, if they would be interested. And from there, I was like narrowing it down. And that's how I got the 3 cast members that I have now. And that's how I got my assistant director, because my assistant director actually auditioned to act in the film because she just finished the film. She does both. She acts and she directs. And she was one of anybody who didn't get the part. I would just send a proverbial, like, really nice, thank you for taking the time. Unfortunately, I'm going another, like just some proverbial, like, you didn't get it type of email. She was literally the only girl that like I reached out to verbal, because I really, 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 really liked her. And I didn't want to send just a proverbial email. Like, I wanted her to know, like, no, I really liked you. You're super talented. I would love to work with you on something else. Unfortunately, I am literally only casting 2 girls, and it just isn't going to be you. And she was like, well, I just love the project. I just want to be a part of it. Is there any other, like, anything behind the scenes you would need? And I was like, and we kind of ran through like her qualifications, and that's how she became the AD. And then I also put up a search for a cinematographer, and that's how I got my cinematographer. I don't know how niggas did this before the internet, but that's how I did my casting. And like, my PAs was just word of mouth from the people that are already attached to the film, and I reached out to them, and that's how we got the PAs. But yeah, that's how I did the casting. But when I tell you, I was literally trying to talk the few people that I know in Tennessee that want nothing to do with film, like, hey, just help me do my film. Just do. I remember asking my cousin, like, girl, you just come do this with me. Child, they ain't want nothing, no parts. Because I was very much like, my mindset at the time when it was feeling like, how the hell am I going to find people? I just felt like I just want to put this together. Like, if I got to be a 1-woman crew, if I got to just enlist my grandma to hold the count, like, I was just very much like, I'm going to get this shit done. Like, by whatever way. What is that famous Mariah Carey, like, snippet when she's like, we going to do the best we can with what we got? That's literally how I was feeling like. But luckily, I got real professionals, and it came together. The 50th anniversary of Jaws is showing on TV right now. I would like to see it in theater again. I've never seen Jaws in theaters. Jaws 2 is actually my favorite. I like Jaws 2 more than the first Jaws. But I didn't know it was their 50th anniversary. That's the thing. Oh my God, Dame. You can't follow Steven Spielberg advice. Steven can afford to waste film and studio. But that was my thing of why I was like, oh no, I gotta be on y'all ass. Because the biggest expense to the budget has been the rental. Child, the way I wish I would have started this in Florida, like the way I wish I would have did this in a place where I knew people, the way I wish it was somebody who would have just let me film in their house, but I don't know nobody here. The rental location is expensive as I'm talking about. So I'm like, baby, we ain't got but so much time at that location. We ain't got time to be doing take after take after take after take after take because we ain't do no rehearsal. That too, Dane. That too. Because I was like, oh no, hell no. Hell no. And especially when we were doing the on-location rehearsal, time go fast. It feels like you might be able to get, I think my AD said it's kind of pushing it to do like 30, 35 scenes in one day. We ain't got time for y'all to be fucking around. Yeah, that too, Dane. That too. Because what's the saying? Time is money. Like, we ain't got time for. We gotta know what we doing when we get there. We gotta. So yeah, that part too. And I remember my AD being like, oh, one of the films he worked on, they didn't have a shot list or anything. He just showed up to filming, and the director was just like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Hell no. Hell no. I did the storyboard, the shot list. We got to know what the hell we doing before. I can't operate under that kind of chaos. We need to know what we're goddamn doing before we show up. Hell no. Hell no. That's another trailer I saw with Superman. I don't care anything about Superman, if I'm honest. I've never seen Superman a day in my life. I remember my mom used to love that Superman TV show in the 90s. I never watched it. I ain't never seen no Superman cartoon. I ain't never seen nothing Superman in my life. Outside of when I delved into the Marvel movies and the little Superman. Oh, no, that was Spider-Man. Never mind. Never mind. You could tell I'm not a Superman. I was going to say, wait a minute. That's not Spider-Man. I mean, that's not Superman. I've never seen Spider-Man a day in my life. I don't care to. But that's no disrespect to the movie, though. I didn't think the trailer looks bad at all. It's just not my cup of, like, the first Batman movie, the first and only Batman movie I've ever seen in my life is the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight. That was the first Batman movie I ever saw in my life. And then I still haven't seen Batman Begins, but what was the third one with is it Tom Hardy? I did see that recently. Those are the only Batman. I'm not. That's just not my cup of tea. I haven't seen Black Klansman. I remember seeing the trailer way back in the day when it came out, and it just didn't pique my interest. The comedy just did well. I don't know if it's a comedy, but from the trailer, there was some comedic stuff, and it just didn't feel up my alley. They can't act, Dane. They just didn't do very well that day. And that's the thing too with trying to like navigate and do something for the first time. It's like I'm trying to, and I even said this to them. I was like, nah, the me you see so far has been very like nice and accommodating. That may not be my attitude on film day because it's gonna be crunch time. It's gonna be okay. We gotta get this shit done. And it had like there was one actor amongst the crew that to me was like worse than everybody. Like nobody was bad. We just needed to work on the performances, but one person was like so bad. Folks was pulling me to the side to have like a meeting with me, like, yo, you need to recast now. I'm like, it was bad. And I was really, really struggling with how to approach them because I don't have no problem being straightforward and direct, but I don't want to ever beat someone down. Like if I have to give you negative notes, I want it to mix with some positives. And I feel like everybody on the cast, I had positives and negatives, and this was the only person. I would probably put this behind a paywall. I don't want them to see this, but it was one person. I had literally nothing nice to say. I had nothing positive. They were just fucking terrible. Like I was like, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, you are asleep at the wheel. I don't know what the hell this is. And I did struggle with how the hell do I like address this person? And I've been struggling with that in general of like, how do I want to address people as like, because I feel like, and I'm still navigating, but I honestly halfway feel like in a way I can't be fully myself as the director and producer because me in real life, I'm gonna just be an asshole. Like I'm just, but I feel like me trying to do this, I feel like I'm supposed to be like the leader or captain of the ship. Like I'm supposed to lead by example. Like there should be a level of like professionalism. I want to make sure, and I feel like we all, if you are a fan of, even if you're not a fan of movie, we've all heard of like horror stories in Hollywood. And child, I'm not in Hollywood, but y'all, you know, I'm finna go somewhere with this. But we've all heard like horror stories in Hollywood about like Shelley Duvall, you know, working with Stanley Kubrick. We've heard a lot of stories about like actors being treated really terribly, having like terrible experiences with directors. And I'm like, it's really important to me to like treat people well, make people feel like they matter, not be, and I mean I can't be, it ain't like I'm Spike Lee or you know what I mean, I'm, you know, this is my first short film, but just my thinking, I'm just like, I just want to move with a certain level of integrity. I don't want to be one of those like egotistical egomaniac, like this is mine and I'm telling you what, you know what I mean, like so I'm having a hard time navigating, like, because I do feel like I've been too nice. And you know what they say, you give people an inch, they take them out. People be but I didn't want, in general, I didn't want to just be like, you suck. Like I did, but I did have to just have a really, really, really honest conversation. Um, and it worked out for the best. First of all, 9 times out of 10, people know if they're not up to par. And before I could even say anything, the person was already, like, they already knew that they were not doing very well. And I successfully had a great conversation because they have been flying ever since then. Hey, Joshua, thank you so much. I'm so glad you like the channel. Thank you for being here. Time is money and money is time. Absolutely. The Dark Knight Rises, people liked it when first released. Now people are very negative, critical of it. Okay, wait, I'm getting confused because at first I was thinking of the one with Heath Ledger, but no, that's the Dark Knight. I was gonna say, wait, people are being critical. Which one is the Dark Knight Rises? Because one of them got like, and I was so that was something. Which one is what's the third one? Because I didn't like it. I love The Dark Knight. I remember seeing that in theaters. I've seen it a few times. I love that one. What's the one with Tom Hardy that I just watched for the first time? Oh, The Dark Knight Rises. Okay, this is the one I don't like with Tom Hardy. First of all, I was confused as hell, but I think it's because I never saw the very first in the trilogy. Because I was like, the hell is Liam Neeson doing here? Like, I was so confused. But I had a lot of issues with The Dark Knight Rises. First of all, the little twist was obvious as hell. I called it immediately. I couldn't stand Bane. Oh my God. First of all, I can't stand Christian Bale Batman voice. It irks me, but it's not enough to ruin the movie. The Tom Hardy Bane voice was even worse. I hated that little thing he had, whatever sound effect they did of his voice. He sounded like a Disney Channel villain. Like, it sounded so hokey. I couldn't stand his voice. And also, I feel like I love The Dark Knight because honestly, it feels like a Joker movie. And like, it feels like Joker is the centerpiece character and Batman is kind of a side piece character. In The Dark Knight Rises, it felt way more Batman focused, and Batman is just a character that I don't care anything about. You're a rich white man running through the city. Okay, your parents died. Okay. He felt very woe is me in The Dark Knight Rises. And like when Alfred told him about old girl, the letter I don't know, he just felt I didn't care for him. So I don't know why people are being critical of it. I haven't heard that, but I didn't enjoy it. But it's not anything. It was just like character stuff. Narratively, it didn't vibe with me, but I don't know why people would be critical. No, I've never directed a movie before in my life. This is my very, very first time directing. I don't know why it really never shows up on camera. Maybe because I don't know. But one side of my hair is purple, one side of my hair is green. But yeah, my ponytail is like to the front. So you see like the green. I don't know. I didn't know Joker owned the color green. I didn't know this was Joker green. But yes, I have purple and green in my hair. I was trying to say side character, not side piece. I was trying to say side character. But I can't believe we've been here for an hour and I literally haven't even gotten into my prepared topics that I had that I wanted to talk about. I can't believe I've been running my mouth for an hour. So let's get into some topics that I have to discuss. What made you move to Tennessee? I just wanted to leave Florida. And I wanted to go someplace that wasn't hot all year round. I wanted to go someplace with actual seasons. And I used to visit family in Tennessee. I always loved it, the mountains and stuff. And so I was just like, well, hey, I'll go there. So let's go ahead and get into some of our topics for the day. So first of all, I saw something online that shamed me. The idea of somebody watching Sinners and coming out obsessed with Rameek and Rameek only is genuinely disgusting to me. Was if y'all was there for my Sinners video, when I saw that there were stan accounts for him, it's getting weird. Just super weird, LOL. A story about the beauty and richness of Black music and community, and you choose to hyperfixate on the culture vulture murderer. Like, okay, wrap it up. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. The way I saw this, and I was like, they on my ass and they don't even know me. Because the way in my Sinners video, I literally said Rameek was my favorite. The way I literally was gushing about Rameek, the way I said if Ryan Coogler don't do nothing else, he's going to make me like his villain. Especially when we found out, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Sinners, spoiler alert, the way we found out that all the nigglets was gonna die anyway because the Klan was showing up, the way I was like, you know what I'm saying, Rameek Alpha don't sound so bad because, you know, the Klan is I don't know why they had to do me like this. I don't know why they had to come for my neck, but I felt personally attacked. But I still stand by. Rameek was my favorite. Hello, him. But I did say we had some MVPs in the movie. I did say the Sinners MVPs were Cornbread, Delroy Lindo, and what's her name? What's my baby name from his house? What's her? No, not Mary. Mary is the white girl. What was his name? Smoke. What was his wife name? Damn, how far down in the cast do I have to scroll? Annie was another one I said was the MVP. But Rameek is number one. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Am I the sellout in the juke joint? Is it me? Because I'm sorry, Rameek is number one. First of all, I love a villain. First of all, I love vampires. Second of all, Ryan Coogler know how to write a villain. I'm gonna side with a Ryan Coogler villain every time, every single solitary time. But the way these folks did not have to come for me like this, the way them folks did not have to come for my neck like this. I mean, that part too. I mean, and in my humble opinion, we don't have a lot of attractive YT movie stars out right. I'm sorry, to me, we don't. So shout out to Jack O'Connell, okay? Because Rameek did it for me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to be the traitor amongst the juke joint crew. I'm so sorry that it had to be me. Hey, Blueberry Ricotta Cheese Pancakes. Thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. I felt attacked by the tweet because I love it. Look, a hit dog gonna holler every time because same. And the way they went hard with it's just giving, it's weird. Like, hold on now, what's so weird, baby? Oh, hold on now. Rameek had them all under mind control, hence them doing the Irish jig. Look, I jig to the banjo. I think I got a little Irish in my blood, actually. I'm sorry. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. that everybody gotta go. But what I'm saying is, let me walk out the door. Look, I love Delroy Lindo. There are certain actors, black actors, I literally get actively angry thinking about the career they should have, thinking about the fact that they should literally be like top Meryl Streep level actors. Like Delroy Lindo is one of them. That man is an immaculate performer. Like I love Delroy Lindo. But no, before Sinners, I feel like the last thing I remember Delroy Lindo being in is the Five Bloods, unless I'm missing something. But yeah, before Sinners, I hadn't seen him in a while either. And see, that's another reason why I don't like movie marketing and I avoid trailers. I didn't know Delroy Lindo was in the damn movie till I saw the movie. And like the Scream 7 marketing where they literally telling us everybody that's getting I hate stuff like let it be a surprise. It's some people that I want to watch the movie and be like, oh shoot, when they pop up. Like, I don't know, but you know, what can you do? You know what? Speaking of those, this was the early 2000s, but speaking of those early 90s, like stuck in one location, fight for life thrillers, Delroy Lindo plays in a gym, but it was early 2000s, but it has that vibe of the movies we're talking about. Has anybody seen the movie with Delroy Lindo and like Hilary Swank? Oh, and Two-Face from The Dark Knight, Aaron, he got a weird last name. Anyway, it's a movie called The Core, where like the earth, you know, the humans be destroying the earth, child, and they're gonna be making a movie about it. The earth's core needs to be restarted or the whole planet gonna die. And Delroy Lindo is like a super genius. He invented some type of science, but then the white guy stole it and he got rich. And Delroy Lindo living in the desert or something, but then the government got to come to Delroy Lindo to help them save the planet. Anybody know what I'm talking about? But I love that movie. Love Delroy Lindo. He is just such a gem. Since you love a villain, were you riding with Cersei Lannister too? You know what? Okay, I don't know how crazy this is going to sound. I hated Cersei Lannister. Hated. And it was crazy because I do always love a villain. But them Game of Thrones villains was they was on some other type of time. I hated Cersei, but I ended up being Team Cersei. Okay, if you've never seen Game of Thrones, spoiler alert. When Cersei does her whole setup with that religious guy and it backfires on her and she ends up getting tortured and being in that dungeon and they cut off her hair and they made her walk naked through the streets. I'm like, shame. The way I was sitting here like, not Cersei, babe. You supposed to be that bitch. I know you ain't finna let these get you down like this. The way I was started rooting for Cersei when that was such a start like turn for me with Cersei Lannister. I ended up on Cersei Lannister's side. Because I said, you may be evil as hell, cold-blooded down to the core. But baby, I at least had respect for you. I know you're not finna let them people do you like, I know. Baby, I said, Cersei, you're supposed to be doing nasty work on these people. But the way Cersei came back on their asses, the way I love every minute of it, the way I was cheering for Cersei, the way she did that, I don't know if they called a nun, but that nun lady in that room with that monster, and we can only infer. No. I think my favorite of when I was cheering Cersei on, who was the lady with all the daughters? And Cersei put her down there in that dungeon with her dead daughters and with tied. Ooh, the way I was cheering, and I said, now, bitch, that's how you supposed to be evil. Now that's how you do it. Yeah, I ended up riding for Cersei, but as much as from there through the end, I was riding with Cersei. Even when they was trying to get Cersei to help them fight the Night King and the army of the dead, and she disappeared on their ass. I said, baby, that was a smart move, because you let them get all toe up fighting that war and then have to come fight you for the throne. The way I was riding with Cersei all the way through the end, but they made me mad with the end for Cersei, because I felt like somebody who has done as much. I mean, Cersei did some low down evil type of stuff. She did not deserve to die pretty much peacefully in the arms of the only person on planet Earth outside of her kids that she loved. I feel like she got off too easy. Cersei is the type of character, to me, that ending with it didn't fit. It wasn't it. Nah, we needed something better than that. Like, she, as much as I was riding with Cersei, I was like, nah, babe, you shouldn't have went out that easy. This wasn't enough. No, there aren't. No, Joshua, there aren't. I'm sorry. Like, I literally cannot even name one. You know what? Theo James is one, but I feel like he be kind of sometimes attractive. Like, he be in a certain angle and a certain light attractive, and then sometimes in a certain angle and a certain light, he be looking funny looking. But Theo James would be one. I can't think of nobody but who is an attractive white actor right now. Male actor. I can't think of nobody is ringing anything for me besides Theo James. Yeah, I got nobody. Maybe that's why I was clinging to Rameek. He said when he bit he said, I got your husband thoughts. I know how you like it. I said, okay, Rameek, because what kind of villain be doing all that? Oh no, Equalizer. Okay, I hope I didn't spoil it for you. Yes, I am not the only person. When I tell you, I really be feeling like I be the only person who be seeing certain movies, but then I guess I get on the internet and I discover I'm not, because like in real life, no, I don't know nobody who be watching these movies. Yes, I'm so glad y'all know I love that movie. I love that movie. Literally for years after seeing that movie, me and my god sister would go around saying, do you know who I am? I love that movie. Excuse me. No coarse slander shall prosper. All of the disaster movies can float together happily. We ain't got to compare. I love The Core. I love Armageddon. I love Volcano. I love Dante's Peak. I actually am not a big fan of Deep Impact. I've never seen The Handmaid's Tale, and I don't want to. No, ma'am. That is not that's a little too nah. I don't want to see no bleak stuff like that. No. It's gonna be no.
I don't know if you.
We have to get into how Will Smith constantly fumbles, and I love Will Smith. Okay, nothing can make me hate Will Smith, but we're gonna have to talk about how often this man fumbles.
Confirm it that you turned down The Matrix to do Wild Wild West.
That was one of my beautiful scars.
Are there any other movie roles that you've turned down, or maybe didn't do?
It hurts too bad.
You don't even want to revisit it.
It hurts too bad. I don't think I've ever even said it publicly before, and I'm going to say it now because we're opening up to one another.
Yeah.
Chris Nolan brought me Inception first, and I didn't get it.
Wow. That's never been said before.
I've never said that out loud.
It's an exclusive. Kiss Extra exclusive.
And now that I think about it, it's those movies that go into those alternate realities. They don't pitch well.
Yeah.
But I'm hurt by those two.
Y'all. Now, I was never the one who really flipped out like, oh my God, no, Will, you passed up the Matrix. Honestly, passing up the Matrix at that time when you're Will Smith makes perfect sense. Like, it actually makes sense. These are not established filmmakers. The Matrix, and how he just said they don't pitch well. Imagine somebody sitting down trying to pitch you the Matrix. And from what I heard, they were pitching like the technology and all that stuff. I could see what Will Smith. Look, I'm not going to give you a lot of flack for passing up on Matrix. And if I'm not mistaken, Will Smith has also said he also just didn't think he was the right person for Neo. And I absolutely love when an actor is self-aware enough to say, I'm not the right person, because I hate when people feel like just because an actor is a great actor does not mean they're the right fit for every single solitary role. Like, sometimes it's not just a matter of talent, it's a matter of how a whole movie can be crafted and changed around like that actor. Will Smith in The Matrix is a completely different movie. Keanu Reeves in iRobot, that's a completely different movie. You know what I mean? Shout out to him, because Keanu needed to be Neo. But Will, baby, Willard, sir, passing up Inception, no. Now that's fumbling. Now, granted, I agree. Tom Hardy has even come out to say Inception don't pitch well. He couldn't explain that movie. But in a situation like that, you sign on because of Christopher Nolan. This is a Christopher Nolan film. This ain't the, how you pronounce that name? Wachowski brothers. This is Christopher Nolan, sir, with a certain track record. You sign on to be a part of a Christopher Nolan production. You sign on because you're like, okay, you know what? This pitch ain't really hitting, but brother, I know you probably cooking something up. And I'm going to be able to see I'm going to trust at the end that your vision is going to make sense. Come on now, baby. Come on. Will, sir, Will, please. Will. And unlike The Matrix, as much as I love Leo, he's a great actor. And like I already said earlier, Inception is one of my probably my number one favorite Christopher Nolan film. I would absolutely love to see Will in Inception. And he didn't say the role, but presumably it was going to be Leo's role. If Christopher Nolan is the first person he brought Inception to was Will Smith, I feel like presumably we can kind of fill in those dots and say common sense he went to Will for the titular lead role. Sir, Will, please, sir. Will, please, sir. And you know what? That may be why we got movies like After Earth, because Will said, you know what? I keep passing up these sci-fi movies that don't make no sense to me, and I keep fumbling. Yep. I literally, I was flabbergasted. I couldn't, of all the movies Will Smith could have said, of all the filmmakers, Christopher Nolan, sir. And I said earlier, Christopher Nolan is not my top 10 favorite director. He's honestly not my top 20 favorite. I'm not like a Christopher Nolan. But anybody in their right mind who knows film, you're not going to say no to a Christopher Nolan project. Like, you're just not. Like, please, sir, please. I just can't. I just can't. Yeah, he is now John Wick. I heard Will turn down The Matrix because he already did sci-fi Men in Black Independence Day. Yeah, no, but this is different. Matrix sci-fi and Men in Black sci-fi, yeah, it's both science fiction, but no, this is something. Matrix is tech futuristic sci-fi. Like it's a whole nother beast. But I don't think that's accurate, Dane, because I have heard Will Smith say why he turned down Matrix, and it had nothing to do with Men in Black and Independence Day. Now we could have Will Smith in Inception. I love Keanu Reeves in The Matrix. I mean, I want to see that. I don't ever want to see the Matrix version with Will Smith. I'm sorry, I don't. And I love Will Smith. But I do want to see Inception with Will Smith as Cobbs. Like, I absolutely want to see that. Will Smith was known as the $100 million man. All his movies did $100 million at the domestic box office. That's why when that whole slap stuff happened, it really pissed me off. Like, I love Will Smith. Love, 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 love. And I actively can remember as a kid, Will Smith literally was the biggest movie star on the planet. And I will never forget that it was a huge deal that Will Smith had beat Tom Cruise as the number one. What was it? Oh shoot! Now I'm starting to. I was just gonna say I'll never forget, and I'm starting to forget. Oh shoot! I always tell the story, and now I'm feeling fuzzy. But I will never forget. It was like a huge deal. There used to be, you know how you used to go to the grocery store, and used to be all these magazines and all little tabloid little things. There used to be this thing that was like the number one. It was like the top 5 box office actors. Number 1 was always Tom Cruise. And then there was another one that was Hollywood's most likable actor, and it was Tom Cruise. And I will never forget the huge deal when it wasn't Tom Cruise, it was Will Smith as the number 1 box office and the number 1 most likable actor. Like, that was literally the biggest deal in the world when that happened in the 90s. Like, y'all not finna sit here and play on Will Smith's legacy. Like, we're not going to pretend like Will Smith did not break barriers and do stuff that no other, not just rapper turned actor, has never done, but he did stuff that no black actor had ever done. Like, we're not finna play on Will Smith like we just not gonna do it. We're just not gonna do it. We're gonna put some respect on the legacy. Like, we're just not. Will Smith used to own you would go to the movies to see a Will Smith movie. Like, people don't go to see an Avengers movie because they're going to see a damn Chris Evans movie. No, they're going to see Hope. They're going to see Iron. Like, they're going to see the event. We went to the movies. When I say we, I mean audience. We went to the movies to see a Will Smith movie. It was a Will Smith movie. Will Smith owned the summer. It was summer hit after summer hit after summer hit. And why he wasn't home raising his kids? I'm sorry. But Will said that. He said that. That's why that man wasn't home raising his kids, okay? That's why Jada was getting resentful. Look, it takes sacrifice to do what Will did. We're not going to play on Will Smith. We're not going to play on Will Smith. Like, we're just not going to act like this man did not have one of the most impeccable runs ever. And we're not going to act like he wasn't like the most unblemished celebrity. We're not going to play on Will Smith. Like, we're not going to do it. We're just not. But Willard, you fumbled. I'm so sorry. But you fumbled, sir. You fumbled. Dang, you don't have the sense God gave a duck. No one is saying no to a Christopher Nolan project. Like, they're not. Absolutely. Like, it's some people you sign on because of them. And we've heard a lot of actors say that. Like, sometimes you sign on because the co-star, because, oh, this actor signed on. Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna do it. We have heard so many actors say, I signed on to a project because I wanted the chance to work with so-and-so. Like, it's absolutely a thing. I did like the first Men in Black movie back in the day. I really don't care about the sequels. I haven't seen the first one in ages, but I did used to love that first Men in Black movie. Will Smith equals I Am Legend, Men in Black, The Pursuit of Happiness, Hitch, Hancock, Independence Day, I, Robot, 5 Pounds. I love Will Smith. Put Enemy of the State in there. And I feel like there's something else we're forgetting. But absolutely. I will never, because, and you know what? My mother loves Will Smith. She done love Will Smith so much my whole life. I will never forget me and my little sister, because my mother had iRobot on DVD. And I will never forget the day me and my little sister was like, if we have to sit through iRobot one more goddamn time. Like, I will never forget that. Love Will Smith. And you know what? I did hate his run of movies when you could tell he just was trying to get his Oscar. The movie I think Will Smith should have gotten an Oscar for, I Am Legend. I'm sorry. That's the performance that should have got Will the Oscar. That moment when Will goes into that store with that mannequin and he's trying to talk to the mannequin and he's like, please talk to me, in his eyes. Baby, that was acting. Baby, that was look, give Will. They should have gave Will the Oscar for that. Look, that was good as hell. Like, I felt that about made me tear up. I felt that. I felt that so much. I hate when actors put their personal life out there. That Jada Pinkett show Red Table Talk was cringe on cringe. You know what? I feel completely different. Whenever people say stuff like, don't put your business on the internet, don't tell people, I completely disagree, because who am I to tell somebody else where to put their business? If you want to get on the internet and tell God and all of his 7 angels all your dirty life, that's your business to tell. Like, it's your business, which means you can do whatever you want with it. And I used to love Red Table Talk. I liked Red Table Talk. That's when I discovered a lot of stuff, that Will Smith was a terrible father. And Red Table Talk was the show that made me be like, you know what? I know I said I don't want kids, but if I could have kids and be a parent like Will Smith and Quincy Jones, I would have kids. Because, you know, they was able to really run amok and still be considered great dads, even though their career was number one. If I could be a parent like that, I would sign up. If I could be the parent, Will Smith literally said he got to be the parent that only showed up for the fun stuff. Jada was the parent that had to do all the grunt work of parenting. If I could be that parent that got to just show up for the fun stuff and I didn't have to do the grunt work, I would sign up. Absolutely. But yeah, I just completely disagree. I feel like even when people be on the internet crying, telling, I like, now I won't say I don't think it's weird, but I feel like that's your business. If you want to get on the internet and cry and tell everybody, baby, that's your business. Who am I to tell you what to do with your business? So yeah, I feel differently. I don't care. Now, I will say, as like a fan, I prefer, when it comes to singers, musicians, actors, I prefer to know I really don't want to know nothing, if I'm honest. Like, I kind of don't. It just, I don't know. I don't really, I want to know personal stuff? No. Like, one of my favorite singers is a singer named Banks. It's this white girl. I love her so much. I don't know nothing about that girl life. I don't know nothing about nothing on nothing. All I know is the music be hitting. Al Pacino is literally my number one favorite actor. I don't know nothing about that man's life. I don't know nothing about nothing on nothing. Like, I do prefer that, but I don't hate when celebrities or regular people put their business out on the internet. But baby, that's your business. That's yours. An underrated Will Smith movie is Focus, when he played a con man. You know what? That is on my watch list on Netflix. But you know what deterred me from watching it? The genre said romance. And I was like, oh yeah, nah, that ain't for me, cuz. No, you know what's an underrated Will Smith movie? And y'all gonna stop playing on this movie? Gemini Man. I saw Gemini Man in theaters with my mama. I like Gemini Man. I actually rewatched it recently. Look, y'all gonna stop hating on Gemini Man, because that movie is good. Okay, that movie is good. Some good action. I like it. Oh, so it's not just me. It's not. I swear before God, I have felt this way since I saw. I Am Legend is literally the movie that should have got Will. That is his finest acting performance ever. That was his finest moment. Like, I'm so glad I'm not alone. I'm so glad I'm not alone in that. Yeah, and I feel like I'm missing one. There was like a string of movies he did, and 8 Pounds is one of those. But I actually like 8 Pounds. I haven't seen it since it came out, but I remember I actually liked that movie. But there was a string of movies he did that was just so obviously the Oscar bait movies. You know that moment not every, but a lot of actors have where they do a string of movies where you could tell they trying to get an Oscar. They're trying to be taken seriously as an actor. I usually hate that run. That ain't what they call Quincy Jones. That ain't what they call Will Smith. Quincy Jones kids don't do nothing but rave about that man. Will Smith kids don't do nothing but rave about him. They be saying that they are the best dads in the world, even though they didn't get called neglectful parents. They didn't get called neglectful. You know what? My mother had the Legend of Bagger Vance on VHS, and I actually used to really like that movie when I was a kid. I actually like that movie, but I still stand by I Am Legend is Will Smith's best acting performance ever. Really, when Will Smith was on Red Table Talk after his family situation, I was done. Embarrassing for him majorly. Well, if that's embarrassing for him, child, what do you got to do with you? Are you? Is it embarrassing? Was that your business? Like, are you? Like, I don't know. I get it because a lot of people share those sentiments. Like, I know so much about such and such celebrity against my will, so I won't pretend like I don't get it. But it doesn't bother me because I just feel like talented people are still people. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna be in all kind. Like, I don't know. I don't care. And in that whole what did Jada call it? What entanglement? To me, Will Smith didn't look bad. If anybody looked bad, in my opinion, it was Jada because that age difference, that power dynamic will never sit right with me. So of all people, Will Smith isn't the one to me that should be embarrassed. And also, everybody and their mama love to say, y'all don't be together like the people back in the day. Y'all don't be in marriages like the grandparents. Y'all supposed to stick through everything. Y'all get divorced so quick. It's supposed to be forever. Will and Jada is literally the epitome of what the folks be screaming, but y'all was mad at them. Yo, they literally have the marriage that everybody be talking about. People don't have no more, where you stick things out like back in the day through any and everything. Come on now. We got to pick a side. Nah, I disagree. There were better actors for that role, in my opinion. Thank you. Somebody is on a Gemini Man. Look, I'm telling you. I don't know why people act like that's like one of the worst movies. Like, it's not. It's not a bad movie. Is it Independence Day? Is it I, Robot? I Am no. But it's a good movie, okay? My mother loves that movie. He was like a cop or something, and his partner was like some other species, alien thingy. I couldn't get into it, but my mother loves that movie. Thank you. I'm glad it's not just me. I'm so glad it's not just me. That's because the kids' lifestyles were already funded and paid for, and they brought home the bacon and got off scot-free on Real Parenting. Well, let me do that, and I would sign up. Can I do that? If I could be that kind of parent, I would sign up every time. I absolutely remember. Don't do me, Dane. Dane, don't do me. They ain't don't do me. I absolutely remember The Pursuit of Happiness. I only saw it once. I saw it in theaters, but I absolutely remember him sleeping on the bathroom floor. The person trying to kick the door open. He holding it with his foot. His son, Jaden, was in there with him. Child, I remember the damn movie. I remember him going into that damn interview. What was he trying to be, a damn stockbroker or something? I'm sorry, mediocre performance at best. We needed another actor. It wasn't Will. It wasn't Will.
I'm hurt by those two.
Now we have something I came across. I know y'all be saying that people without kids, we not allowed to have no type of opinion on parenting. But this had to be the wildest thing I've seen in quite a long time from you parents. It had to be quite a long time. I took my daughter's first paycheck. So, ma'am, you mean you stole from your daughter? You mean you stole? I took my daughter's first paycheck and put it towards the light bill, rent, and a little gas money. Because this gotta be for a first paycheck, presumably. And there was a picture of the presumably first paycheck. I'm going to say 16 to 19 years old. First paycheck, and you stole it from your child to pay 3 bills. Because last I checked, she lived here too. Well, last I checked, if you decide to not abort mission and have offspring, they typically live there. Okay. Now she want to stomp around in caps my house. I hate that. I cannot stand when parents are like, my house. Actually, that's your child's home as well. I can't stand this attitude as if kids should feel unwelcome or like visitors under their own roof. Just because children don't pay for the roof over their head does not mean it's not their home. Like, I hate that attitude. Talking about, I'm not working just to pay your bills. You took her entire first paycheck and threatening to either move out or quit her job. Girl, be serious. You mad at me for showing you how it is in the real world. Okay, so according to you, Mom, in the real world, you get a job, you work, you get rewarded with a paycheck, and then someone more powerful than you debos that paycheck from you. They gank the whole paycheck from you. According to you, Mom, that's how it's done in the real world. You work, and you don't get a dime because someone stronger and more powerful than you steals your check that you worked for. Okay, got it. That's how it goes down in the real world. Welcome to adulthood, sweetheart. Apparently, you haven't been welcome to parenthood, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. You don't just get to blow checks at Sephora and Chick-fil-A when there's a house that needs to be taken care of. Well, ma'am, since you want to teach about the real world, in the real world, if there is a house that needs to be taken care of, that is the parent's responsibility, not the child. What do you mean when there's a house that needs to be taken care? This might be an unpopular opinion, but if you're a teenager, you should be able to spend your check at Sephora and Chick-fil-A. This stealing your child's paycheck is not teaching them responsibility, money management, the hard-earned, like, work for a dog. No, I don't know. That's not how that works. I got my first job, I think I was 15, 16. Them checks was mine, as they should be. And my mother was a single parent. She had my little sister when I was a teenager, and she was struggling even more. But that was her responsibility to raise her kids. She did not steal her 15-year-old daughter's check, her 16-year-old daughter's check. And what the hell y'all think I was doing? I was blowing it. Child, I was living a life. I was looking fly, baby. I was dressed the fuck down. Now, the only thing I've ever said to my mother is when I was 20, 21, 22, 23, living at home and not giving her now that was trifling. Now that was trifling because I was an adult. I should have given her something. But teenager, baby, that's your responsibility. If there is a house that needs to be taken care of, if there's bills that need to be paid, that is not the child. That reminds me of when I was younger and my cousins would get money like for their birthday or something, and their parent would literally take it. That's not how this works. That's not teaching your child the value of $1 or how to be responsible in the real world, because all you did was steal her check. Literally. Yes, Dane, and it was trifling. Nickey, you saw your mama struggling in the trenches and didn't chip in. No, I was selfish. It was trifling. I'm not proud of it. I was all about just being fly and hanging out, partying, and I had a certain status. Like, that's all I was worried about at that time. It was trifling. It was trifling, but I did. But go ahead and quit if you want to. You won't be living in capital MY, my house, for free. I really wonder why some of y'all even have kids. Like, truly. Like truly. Why do some of y'all even have kids? Kids should live in the house for free. Kids didn't ask to be here. They didn't choose to be here. You chose to have the kids. Your job as a parent is to provide for said kids a roof over their head, food for them to eat, at the bare minimum. I remember, and I feel like some people, this is just my opinion. I don't have kids. I feel like some people are hardwired a certain way. I have always been real bad with money. And I don't mean bad with money. I mean bad with money in the sense that money burns a hole in my pocket so bad. I mean, like, y'all, it's psychotic. Like, it's sick. Like, money really burns a hole in my pocket. If oh God, it takes so much for me to like save. I can't just save for the sake of saving. I'm really bad at it. I have to save for something. I have to be like, okay, this money is in my savings account for this. I'm trying to save to this. Like, I have to really work hard and save with intent. I can't I know people, they just save off the strength. Like, and that's good. Money be burning a hole in my pocket. I be like, hold on now. Why is $100 sitting over there? It got to be something I need. Like literally, if I have money, I will sit and be forcing a list of, it got to be something I need. It got to be something I got to, oh, you know what? I do need to buy X. Yeah, money be burning a hole. Money be burning a hole. I remember my mother is really, ever since I can remember, big on budgeting, money management, taking care of your credit. And I remember when from the age I was a little kid, my mother would give me $1. And that was a lot for a little kid. I could go up the store to the candy lady. I can go to the honey dripper lady. I can go to the corner store, and I can give me a lot of little treats for that $1. And I remember my mother would say, if you hold on to this $1 for a week, I'll double it. Y'all, I never got that $1 doubled. I swear to God, never. I am not exaggerating. And my mother, she always did this. If I give you $1, if you just hold it to the next week, you could get $2. And as I got older, it was larger amounts of money. It was, if I give you this $5, and I can't remember, hold on now, I'm messing up the memory. She would either double it or she would just give me $1 more. I can't remember. But it would be, if you hold on to this $1, if you hold on to this $5, you could get another $1. You could get another. That $1 would be burning a hole in my motherfucking little pocket. I swear to God, I never made it. Never, y'all. Never. The way money, and I really, that's why I feel like some stuff, and I could be wrong, I'm not a parent. I really feel like some people are, I feel like I am just hardwired because my mother worked very hard at teaching me to save and how to spend money, and none of it stuck. But my little sister is the stark opposite. You can't pay my little sister to spend money. You can't pay her to spend money. That girl will save and save and save. And much better than me, when she first got a job, I think she was 19, 20. She was always giving my mama money. Unlike her selfish big sister when I was at that age. But you cannot pay that girl to spend money. My little sister's better with money than me, child. That girl is better than me. And that's why I'm like, same parent, teaching us the value of saving. It didn't work for me. And my mother said my little sister took it too far because you cannot strong arm that girl into spending money. I will never forget, I was driving, I can't remember what we were doing. I was driving my sister somewhere. We could have been running errands. I don't know. Maybe she was just spending the day with me. We stopped to get something to eat. And I think I told her, like, she had to spend, like, her money to get something to eat. Because, like, taking your child check, no. But doing stuff where, like, your child wants something extra. And you're like, okay, so if you want this, spend your money for it. She was like, okay, well, how much for the burger? And then they was like, you want some fries? She said, well, is the fries extra? They said, yeah. She said, well, nah, never mind. I don't want them fries. That girl. But teaching your kids the value of money is not stealing their check. Teaching your kids the value of money is like, I know this might be foreign to some Black folk, but having an allowance, because the way the elder Blacks be looking crazy when I be talking about an allowance, because my mother did give me an allowance for doing chores that I hardly ever really got dang did. And the elder Blacks be like, why is you giving that child money to clean her room? But that's teaching your child the value. You work for something, you get something. Your parent takes care of you, but hey, if you want to get, I don't know, some new little thing, okay, well, what about that money you made? Okay, this thing you want, this extra, it costs $100. If you mow the lawn 2 weekends, I could give you 30. You know what I mean? Like, that's teaching your child the value of money. Not stealing and strong-arming their money. Everything in this is sick to me. to me. But hey, don't listen to me because I don't have kids. You know, y'all say don't listen to the childless people. But I am with this daughter because the way, if you're going to steal my check, I might as well move out. No, like that's not okay. Teaching her the real world, the only thing you're teaching your child is to have resentment towards you. Like this gotta be and I feel like I see a lot of wild takes with parenting, and I just be like, oh well, you know, to each their own. But this was on another level. I was like, okay, now this is sick. This is crazy, and I feel like this is very prevalent. Like I have known a lot of people with parents like this. You ain't finna just live in my house. I can't stand that whole, this my house. No, it's your kid's home too. That's their house. My mom would give me $20 a week. I had to make it last the whole week. Chores, I did them, I think sometimes, most of the time. Danny, you were probably like me. Because, baby, first of all, I was barely doing chores. And when I did, I was half doing them. But I still got my allowance. Well, really, technically, I guess it wasn't an allowance. I would just ask for my... But, like, let your kids, like, work around the house or around even when your child gets a first job outside of the house. I think my first job, I was working as a hostess at this restaurant called Roadhouse Grill, and I would get tips every day. They would burn a hole in my pocket and I would get a paycheck. I will literally, I have such a vivid memory of cashing my very first paycheck. Went up to the credit union, cashed my first paycheck. Baby, I had $100 bill. Y'all, I will never forget that. The way I was stunting with my $100 bill, the way I thought I was rich with my $100 bill, y'all, I will literally never forget that feeling. I will never forget that feeling. Because I was like, oh, I got $100 bill. And the way, because you know how they give you different denominations. I had like 50s, 20s, and it was one $100 bill. And I remember when I cashed that check, I wanted to hold on to that $100 bill. I said, I'm not spending this. I was so elated. I was so hyped to have a $100 bill. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And when I think about it, I had never seen a $100 bill. Like I never had a $100 bill before in my life until I cashed my first check. Yo, I will never forget that. Oh my God. But I'm like, imagine if my mother would have stolen my first paycheck. Like that's it. And I will say that's the hardest I ever worked to save money, because I did not want to spend that $100 bill. I did not want to break that 100. I thought I was, oh my God, I will never forget that. I will never forget that. And looking back, even at that time, which it was probably 2002, 2003, maybe $100 was not a lot of money. But to me, it felt like a lot of money. It felt like a lot of money. I know that's a foreign concept to some of the blacks. Because that's exactly how the adults in the family was looking at my mama. Allowance what? Oh, I'm so glad it's not just me. Oh, I'm so glad it's not just me. Because you would have thought that I really came up on some money for real. Parents give grace, but stick to their word if they are being solid. I really feel like, and everybody isn't able, but like my aunt, her daughter is in her early 20s, and my aunt is very, very like, you don't pay anything towards the house. Like spend this time in your early 20s pursuing your dreams, using your money towards like your future. I really feel like, and like I said, every parent isn't able, but that's more in line with like the type of parenting that I would stand behind. Like your job, in my opinion, as a parent, is to support your child and facilitate giving them the best leg up in life possible. And especially when we're talking about Black kids, it's not a lot of leg ups in society that Black kids are going to get. So like whatever you can do to facilitate putting your child in the best position possible once they do move out on their own, that to me is like, why not? Like, I remember I had a friend who graduated college and moved back in with her parents, and she lived with them for like 5-6 years, didn't pay them anything. That was the arrangement. They didn't want her to pay. They said all you have to do is like, buy your own groceries, buy little stuff you want, but she didn't pay anything towards household bills. They wanted her to spend that time getting herself set up for life. So after she graduated college, she spent like the next 5-6 years living with her parents and saving up money. So when she moved out on her own, she was able to buy her first house. Like, why not set your kids up the best? Like, I don't understand this attitude of like, as soon as your child turn 18, they need to be an adult and they need to be paying all the bills and they need to get kicked the hell out the house and you need to learn how to live in the world. Why rush to have to struggle financially? Because let's be serious, what kind of money is an 18, 19, 20-year-old average kid making? Why rush to struggle if you can help facilitate your child being able to get out into the world with some type of leg up or cushion? Like, I had this conversation with my mother the other day. Like, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with wanting life to be easier for your child than it was for you. Like, isn't that the point of every generation? It wasn't that the point of like, I remember like learning different stuff when I was growing up about like stuff Black people went through. And I remember seeing something where this person was saying how, I can't remember who it was, but I was reading something where their parent was like a part of the initial like civil rights movement. And they were saying how their parent would say, I probably won't reap the benefits of this work and this labor and this fight in my lifetime, but you will. Like, isn't the point of why anybody does anything so the next generation like can have it better? Especially when that next generation is your offspring. Like, isn't that the point? Like, I don't understand this. Like, I don't know. I don't understand it. And I'm glad I didn't have a parent like that. It was amazing to me how frugal a child is when they have to spend their own money. See, I was opposite. And you know what? That's what parents be thinking. I didn't care. I was going to blow my money, and I would the same way I was going to blow my mama money when I was a kid. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm a Libra, but look, I'm going to spend my money and I'm going to get my nice things. Now, I do know some kids are like that. They be like, ooh, I want this thing that's $50. But when they have to spend their money, oh, never mind, I don't want it. Nope, I was not that child. I want that thing. And whoever money finna get spent, mine, yours, Santa Claus, I didn't care. I wanted that thing. Hey, now I was really irresponsible with money when I was in my 20s. Like, it's shameful. I remember spending like $400 getting a tattoo, hanging out, and then I had to ask my mother could she get my brakes fixed, and it was like $400 or $500 to get the brakes fixed. No, child. Now nowadays, I feel like I don't think I'm irresponsible with money, but honestly, money still does burn a hole in my pocket. But my philosophy is, if my bill's paid, then I should do whatever the hell I want. Is that not how it works? Like, I've been feeling like, look, if the rent paid, if JEA paid, well, it's NES now, but if the light bill paid, I should be able to do whatever I want to do. Because see, when I was in my 20s, I didn't care if the bills was paid. I was just gonna do whatever I wanted to do. So now I feel like it's responsible me that's saying, hey, I can do whatever I want to do as long as the bill. Baby, if the first thing I do when I get paid is pay the bills. I was so proud because this is the first year of my life. I have some of my bills on auto pay. Oh, I feel like a real adult. I feel like a real adult because I got some of my bills on auto pay. If the bills is paid, I should be able to do whatever I want to do. I don't know. Look, I'm enjoying my life. And I'm just a poor little black girl, okay? I'm just a poor little black girl. My mom, too, she always lectures me that her dad, my granddad, will always tell her and her siblings to save money for a rainy day. To this day, she's the only... Now she's the only response. I'm telling you, I really... And I don't know if this is controversial because people feel like they can mold their kids. And I mean, to an extent, you can. But I truly feel like some people are just hardwired a certain way. Like, I don't know. Because, I don't know. It missed me. Now, I will say I have gotten better at, like, for a long time in like once I wanted to get serious, like my late 20s and 30s, I would have my mother like budget for me. But now I budget like for my, like on my own. So I've gotten better at like budgeting. I got some of my bills on auto pay. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I was paying air bill late. You know what I'm saying? Rent was, you know, I was wayward. I was wayward. Because I was like, I want to look fly. I want to buy nice things. The car payment in the way. The light bill in the way. I'm trying to be fly. What the mother did was insensitive, but bills are once a month. They're 4 weeks in a month. Nah. The tone of this, mama ganking every check. Mama is Debo. Mama gonna say what check? This my check. But I don't care if bills are once a year and baby get paid every day. I do not believe in kids don't pay bills. That's the parents' responsibility. I'm sorry. Don't if you don't want children living under your roof for free, don't have kids. And then guess what? Don't nobody live under my roof for free but my dog. Like, y'all are aware. You don't have to have kids. Well, you know, the state of the state, you know, but you can always abort mission. Y'all do know that it's optional to be a parent, right? Because I feel like some of y'all don't know that. Like, the kids ain't got to be there. The kids ain't got to be there. Be nice to your kids. You will need them in the future and or miss them terribly. I've seen that happen. Well, and see, I don't know. I kind of feel a ways about this too. Yeah, but yes, I agree. I do personally know people, they kids, they grandkids, don't nobody want nothing to do with them, and that's for a reason. And I feel like I would absolutely, like, I guess pay it forward would be the way to say it. Like, I would absolutely take care of my mother when if she couldn't take care of herself. But y'all let my mama tell it. She said she gonna be old and still independent. She said she gonna need nobody taking care of her child. But I don't like the rhetoric of like when people don't have kids and folks say, well, who's gonna take care of you when you're older? Or, you know, you better take care of your kids so somebody take care of you. Again, this might not be popular. I do not think it is a child's responsibility to take care of their parent. I'm sorry, I don't. Now, would I? My mama, yes. The other half, I wouldn't spit on him if he was on fire. God forgive me. But I had a parent that poured into me, no strings attached. I think being a parent is supposed to be selfless and without reward. Like, it's something you do not to get. You have kids to pour into those kids. Now, if they choose to pour back into you, great, good, of course. But I don't think it should be like an expectation of like, you should take care of me because I took care. No, you chose to birth me. You were supposed to take care of me. Kids don't, I don't know. I'm a firm believer that kids don't ask to be here. You're supposed to take care of your kids. Kids aren't obligated, in my humble opinion, to take care of their parent. Now, do I think you should? Again, I also, taking care of the elderly, I've seen people have to do it. That is a draining fucking job. It will age you especially when you talk about taking care of elderly people with like dementia or other that is draining. I wouldn't wish that on my child. Taking care of the elderly is way different from taking care of a child or a baby. That is taxing on a person for real. And if your child has kids of their own, like that's a lot. That's a lot. And sometimes you get lucky and your parents age in such a way where taking care of them may just be, maybe they can't live on their own, maybe they're living with you, but they're still very mobile and still very in their right mind. But for some people, it's a lot more than that. It's literally having to change like their diaper. It's literally having to safeguard the house because they can be a danger to themselves. Like, I have literally witnessed someone die before the elderly person they were taking care of. That ish will age you for real. Like, taking care of elderly people is no joke. It's no joke. It's not something to be taken lightly. Like, it's just not. And I absolutely believe that elder care is important. That's one of the most vulnerable in society. But I think it should be it should be a job. It shouldn't be a obligation of your offspring. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I just don't like the rhetoric of like your grown kids are obligated to take care of you because you took care of them. I don't like that. But I do get your sentiment and I do agree to an extent. Selfish behavior is expected as a teenager. She stole that money and tried to justify it. She literally stole it. She literally stole it. And my thing is also, which I don't agree with this, but this is way more reasonable. If you your child get their first check, let's say it's $200, and you say, hey, you got to put $30 or $40 towards XYZ. I don't necessarily agree with that either, because like I said, I don't think kids should have to pay anything. They're kids. But that's way more reasonable than taking her entire paycheck. And my thing is, what the hell kind of check is a baby, rent, light bill, and you sound trifling. Like, the mama sound trifling. This is one of the reasons why kids go no contact. I bet she wants to kick her daughter out at 18 too, unless she gets pregnant. Then she's going to steal the baby's CS or food stamps. Yeah, it's always been so wild to me when my friends talk about seeing their parents as if it's a burden. Like, oh, like I have friends who literally barely speak to their parents, and the only time they really see them is holidays. And it's like they talk about it like they dread it. I literally talk to my mother every single solitary day, and that's not an exaggeration. Unless we mad at each other. And then it literally kills me that I'm not talking to her. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, it kills me that I don't know if I'm not talking to her. I literally talk to my mother every day. Like, being around my mother is a joy. Like, I like her outside of being my mother. I just like her as a person. And it's so, and I obviously I understand it. And I know that I'm very fortunate because I may only have one parent, but I at least have a really great, phenomenal one parent. And some people don't even have that. But it is just so wild to me when people don't enjoy their parents. Like, it's so wild to me. Even as a child, I enjoyed my parent. Like, I enjoyed spending time with her. Like, I like talking to her. I was always ready. I remember there was a block of time when my mother worked 2 jobs, and my whole childhood she worked 2 jobs. But this particular block of time with these 2 jobs, the way her hours were, she would be gone in the morning before I even got up for school, and she wouldn't come home until after my bedtime. So I would literally have to stay up late to have a little time with her when she would come home. And she wouldn't get mad at me or nothing for being up past my bedtime. We would have a little chit chat. I would go to sleep. Like, I would look forward to being able to stay up late and talk to her. I could have been sleepy and I was going to stay up late to talk. Like, I enjoyed my mother. We may have butted heads. Obviously, I was a child, and obviously, it's me, and I was hard-headed and wayward. So it ain't like we didn't have our ups and downs. I feel like our fights used to be crazy. Oh, especially when I got like late teens, early 20s. Oh, it was like World War III. But overall, I literally always felt like I had the greatest mother in the world, even if I didn't show it to her. My friends would literally pick on me because they would say, girl, you always talking about your mama. Because literally I always say, my mama, da-da-da-da. My mama said, I saw this movie with my mama. Like, I literally always talk about my mama. And I have been that way literally my entire life. Literally my entire life. I'm going to always name drop my mama. And my friends would always pick on me about that. So I genuinely, and I feel like that's also why I have such strong opinions about parenting, because it's such an important job. And that's part of the reason I don't want the job. I feel like I could never be as dedicated and as good of a parent as my mother. Like, I just don't even want to sign up. But being a parent is literally so important. Like, I feel like I really had such a supportive parent. Like, she let me be myself. She didn't stifle me, even if she didn't understand me, even though I was so different from her, even if she didn't like it. She would be like, well, that's Nicole. Let me get off of this because I might cry. Like, I just really feel like I just had the best parent, and I feel so, like, my heart really breaks for the people that I know who, like, it's like their parent doesn't even know who they are. Like, I don't know. I just feel like being a parent is just so important. And you should be your child's biggest supporter, champion. Like, your child is going to get enough crap in this world. I'm sorry. I got to say, especially if they're Black, like, they're going to go through enough. Like, you should be their safe space. Like, yes, you have to teach your kids to navigate in the world. You have to be stern with your kids. I'm not saying don't do any of that, but like, I can see when a child is old enough and a parent asks the child to contribute, absolutely, to contribute to the house. When the child is old enough and ready to move out, give them the money back that you saved for the. Oh, now again, everybody isn't able. Some people might actually need to use the money, but that is a great idea, is have your child contribute, put it in a savings for them so that you can set them up when it's time for them to move out. That's actually a really great idea. She deballed that girl. It wasn't no, it was what check? It's my check. I'm trying to think that I pay, you know what? The only thing I paid when I was living with my mother in my early 20s was my car insurance and my phone. No. My mother paid my car insurance. She you know how you can I don't know. I think it's where you add more than one car to your policy. I paid my car payment and my cell phone. That was it. Those were literally the only bills I paid. And when I was 19, 20, 21, 22, I think I moved out at 23. And then I moved back in at 25. And now when I first was living with my mother before I ever moved out, those were literally my only bills. My car payment and my cell phone. That was it. There's the only bills I paid. I didn't pay anything towards the house. And then I moved out, got my own place, moved back in. Because like I said, I was very irresponsible with money. I would do all kind of jobs. Instead of paying the rent, I'd be doing all kind of stuff. End up moving back in. And then when I moved back in at maybe 25 to 27, I was still trifling. And I think I was supposed to give my mother, it was something really low, maybe $100 a month. I'll probably give her $100 every 3 months. It wasn't like I was giving nothing, but it was very inconsistent. I wasn't consistently giving her what I was trifling. I was trifling. Oh, right. Ma'am, sit down. You chose to have a child. Her job is not to be your partner. Abso-freaking-lutely. She didn't ask. It clearly says, I took my daughter's first paycheck. She stole it. She took it. That's why I said you showing her how the real world works. That means you're showing her that you're going to work for something. And when you get rewarded for that work, someone stronger and more powerful than you is going to take it. That's what you just told her. I never stole anything a day in my life. I did a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of, but I have never stolen anything. And I definitely never stole from my mama. No, never. A kid's job is to be a kid, not a provider. Absolutely. Say it for the people in the back, because apparently they don't know. Either they don't know, they don't show. I just saw Boys in the Hood for the first time. Absolutely. That time, late teens and early 20s, where girls are wiser than their mothers, is typical, but we... Wait, what? That time, late teens and early 20s, when girls are wiser than their mothers, is typical. I wasn't wiser than an alley cat. But shout out to the girls who was wiser than their mothers in their late teens and early 20s. Taking care of anyone is a huge commitment. Me too. She'll call me 4 or 5 times a day. I'm telling you, my call log. Ma. My top text thread. My mama. My mom. Oh my God. My mother will literally call me. I'm like, Mother, I'm watching this movie, right? And I'll be like, and then it'll literally be like 30 seconds. I'm like, you called me for that? You called me for that? Me too. She'll call me 4 or 5 times a day, even when just at work. Whenever we butt heads or things are tense, it feels awful and awkward when yes, oh my God, same. But I be stubborn, and I be like, I ain't reaching out though. Believe it or not, I would not give my daughter back, but I did not want children, and she is an only child. Love her so much. Oh, that only child life hits. It hits. And I feel like I do wish that more people could be honest about having kids and not face judgment. I feel like obvious. I guess it ain't obvious, but with certain people, I feel like obviously your child is here, so you love them now. But I feel like it's perfectly normal to be like, I never wanted kids, but I love my, like, I just feel like, of course, like the child is here. I even know people who wanted to have an abortion and was going back and forth, wanted to do it, but ultimately had the child. Like, that's okay. Of course, the child is here. So now you know this, like now you love the child. Of course. Or even, I even know people who, I know somebody who has like 4 or 5, what does she have? She has 5 kids, young kids. And she was like, if she could go back, she would have never had kids. She was like, motherhood is not what she thought it was going to be. She's always stressed out. Like, it's a lot. No one tells you that, like, she feels like she literally never gets like a moment of peace. Like, she always has her kids needing something. She feels like she can never get a break. But she loves, like, this lady, every time I turn around, she doing something for her kids, doing something, like, she loves her kids. But she always says, like, amongst the moms, if she said what she says to me, like, she would be shamed. Like, I feel like it's okay to, like, have those conversations, and you shouldn't be shamed for it. Like, being a parent isn't easy. Like, it's okay to say, you know what, this ain't what I thought it was going to be, or sometimes my kids get on my nerves, or sometimes I just want a break, or whatever. Like, it's okay. Like, that's okay. I be yelling from the rooftops that I don't want no kids. But if I ever had a child, I would love my child to death. But I would be like, yeah, I ain't no want no damn kids, child. That's okay. Ooh, yeah, my mom used to always, she's like, why? Like, you're giving them money. She's like, Nicole, you're giving them money. Them late fees burn a hole into my chest. I effing hate it. Never again, as long as I can help it. I completely agree with you. There was a string of time, like, that was literally the schedule. I just paid the bill late every single. And I remember my mom used to be like, Nicole, that don't make no sense. You're giving away money. And it's very true. It's very true. Let's see what we got coming up next. Oh, Lord. Woman broke down. We got cousin Faith. Cousin Faith. Cousin Faith. Being a parent is not just a job, it's an adventure. Woman broke down after discovering her husband was cheating on her with her first cousin, who was also her best friend. After being caught, he emptied her 401k savings. She had previously lifted his child support debt, believing they could be a family. Cover your ears, Equalizer. Did somebody putting their business on the internet?
Who has never done anything like this to you, who would never, ever do anything like this to you.
All right, so I'm instantly in the best mood because my husband.
Oh, and I have to tell y'all, they are intercutting like her happy moment in there.
He brought us home some Roger Wood sausages. They're almost done, but you know they're done.
I blame you because you're a part of me. I blame you because you live in here. I blame you because you've gone through all kind of shit, and we've shared so many things. And for you to be doing this to me, who has never done anything like this to you, who would never, ever do anything like this to you. Ever. Anybody. I don't do this kind of stuff. I thought you loved me. I thought you cared about me. I thought you wanted the best for me. Why is this happening to me? What did I do?
If y'all can't tell, she's on the phone with Cousin Faith, and that like pause, I would have been like, bitch, why you ain't saying nothing? I'm crying my eyes out and you silent on the other end of the phone. Girl, say something.
Why do I deserve this from you? You don't. You don't. So then why? Why? Why me? Why is this me? Why am I here? Why am I here having this conversation with you?
How do I heal? Like, how do I heal after betrayal? How do I heal after being heartbroken? How do I heal after being slapped in the face, stepped on, abused, lied to by people that I love and I trust so much? It's like I'm at the end of a road and there's two streets.
Now, I usually, cause she on the phone with the cousin, the one the husband cheated with, like I'm more upset with you because we done been through so much. I thought you wanted the best of me. Typically, I am always 100% never give anything to the other woman. Always give it to the man, because nine times out of 10, when I say that in these situations, the woman doesn't know the other woman. Like, this is a strength. Like, I feel like have more smoke for the person that was laid up in bed with you, lying to you, making promises to you. Like, have more smoke for that person. Now, this is a rare occasion where I'm like, have smoke for both of them, because both of them are people that you had close relationship with. And I think I told the story before on this channel about how I had a cousin that I was super, super close to, and she ended up cheating with my boyfriend. And it didn't ruin our friendship. Like, I wasn't upset with her at all. I was upset with the guy, and I never talked to him again. But me and her stayed cool. Super tight. Always been super tight. But husband? Yeah, that's devastating. Yeah, that's devastating. That's real devastating. And I don't know why I always think this way, but I always feel like doing wrong is just wrong. But for some reason, I always feel like I would think it's easier to do wrong to someone you don't know. Like, when it's like a nameless, faceless person, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm cheating with the married man, but you know, like, the wife kind of isn't real to you. But I kind of feel like, how can you like know someone, know their heart, be around them, smiling in their face? Like, that's some different type of work to me. And I know people probably feel like, well, it's wrong no matter if you know the person or not. I kind of don't agree. I don't believe like home wrecker, shame the side chick. No, like no, no. That was the man's choice. But this just feels so trifling. Like, and you know how it is with first cousins. Like, y'all grow up like siblings. First cousins are typically really tight from childhood. Like, that's like a sibling. And then the way she's silent on the phone while baby crying her eyes out. Like, you ain't got nothing to say. You ain't got nothing to say. Cousin did not care while having the affair. Why give an answer not, hey, good point. Hey, you're right. You're right. That's close familial blood that got... That's... Y'all be saying some wild stuff. That's close familial blood that gotta be spilled. Just a little bit. How did he have access to our 401k to empty it? I don't know how that works. Y'all married folks, that stuff don't be intertwined. I don't know. I do know someone who emptied their own 401k for something, but I don't. Is it like emptying a bank account where like you just need the person's info? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I do know she paid a ton of money on his child support debt because bitch, why? Yep, adultery with the first cousin. There's got to be laws against draining 401ks, and I ain't paying no ninja's child support. I mean, that's why I'm like, I don't know if it's like a joint bank account. Like, you know, when people be married, I don't know why the hell y'all be wanting to intertwine every damn thing. So maybe the 401k, was like a joint, like retirement, joint savings. I don't know. I don't know the details of that. You know what? Good point. It just happened. I didn't mean to hurt you. All the like proverbial like thing. It didn't mean anything. Cousin probably watching her cry on live too on the phone. You know what? You know, being on the phone call as the person somebody crying to while simultaneously watching them cry on live is crazy work. It's crazy work. But you know what I always think about in situations like this is the real repercussions that, like, I feel like cheating is seen a little too cavalier for my liking. Like, playing with people's emotions, I feel like is so dangerous. Like, people literally get killed playing with folks' emotions. I will never forget, what is it called? You know, I've been watching so many true crime series on the ID channel. I can't remember what it was called, which one it was, but there was a story this woman was telling. Her husband was having an affair with her first cousin, who she was super tight with, best friends with. The husband and the first cousin was having an affair unbeknownst to her because he wouldn't leave her for the cousin. Because you know how some people do when they be cheating, talking about, I'm going to leave her for you and we going to start a family. He was filling her head up with that stuff for years. And she started getting frustrated because he wouldn't leave the wife. Do you know what this lady did? When he was away, she came up in the house. She shot her cousin / his wife, shot their infant child, and shot their toddler to kill all three of them. The mom / cousin / wife survived her gunshot. The babies didn't. And the person on there telling the story is her. And I remember watching the whole time, like, why that nigga ain't on here? Because I want to hear from the dude that was cheating. And because of those actions, your children are dead. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like we're way too cavalier when it comes to cheating. Like, that ish has real, live, dire consequences. Like, whether it's the person you're cheating on, like, you know, the wife that could go crazy, or whether it's the person you're cheating with, like, it's just so dangerous to play with people's emotions. And it's something that I do not take lightly in the slightest. Like, I will never forget watching that episode, and just literally it was burning me. Like, I wanted the cheating husband to be on there talking, because, sir, how do you feel? And I don't even want to be callous, but sir, I obviously feel sorry for the wife and for the kids, but when it came to him, I was like, that's what you get. Like, that's what you get. And some people may feel like, well, that's harsh. But one thing my mother, what did I say? I always name drop my mama. What did I just say? I do. But one thing my mother used to always tell me when I was a kid, we do not get to pick and choose the consequences to our actions. Like, you don't get to say, oh, well, what I did was only this small, so my consequence shouldn't be that big. We don't get to pick and choose the consequences to our actions. You cheated, lied, and your kids got killed. So, yeah, people may, oh, that's harsh. Well, yeah, he cheated, but he didn't deserve to lose his kid. You don't get to pick and choose the consequences to your actions. Like, you're affecting a lot of people. You're playing with folks' emotions, and that's dangerous. And I don't think that's really hammered into people enough. I just feel like the cheating talk and the cheating stuff, and then the being a side chick and the having a wife and a girlfriend, like, it's just so cavalier to me. And I'm like, yo, you fucking with people's mind. Like, you messing with people's emotions. That's dangerous. But the end really tripped me out.
With no names on them, no map, no nothing. And I have to kind of like free myself in order to make the best decision for me. I feel like I'm looking for God to make the decision for me, although I know what the best decision is for me. Although I feel like my back is against the wall and I have nothing and nobody, that's intentional and that's on purpose, and that's God, because he wants me to be back against the wall.
When I tell you, y'all Christians really trip me out. Because why? So hold on. What you mean God want me alone and to suffer in my back against the wall and for me not have nobody? Why do the Christians love suffering? Please riddle me that. Why do the Christians love to say God wants you down and out? He wants you only depending on him. He gonna take everything from. Hold on now, sir. What you mean God want to take everything from? I don't know why the Christians always love suffering. I don't know why they revere and covet suffering. I don't. When she started getting into that, I was like, hold on, wait. What? I was like, what? Wait, I feel like the cartoons with the little stars and birdies be around their head and they be disoriented. Ma'am, what? That's what you got out of this? Okay, to each their own. However you need to heal, baby. But the whole God wants you to suffer be crazy work to me. It be crazy work.
Hands up, devoting myself to him to figure out what it is that I need through him. I've gotten so comfortable with living a certain way. I
just feel like, what you mean? God, what you mean I gotta have nothing to have my hands up to? Hold on, God, I can put my hands up and still have a lot of something. What you mean I gotta have nothing to go to God? Hold on now. Wait a minute. I don't know. I swear, I'm like, Look, I was raised in a Southern Black Baptist family. And one thing the pastor gonna be preaching is about suffering. Your reward gonna be in heaven. Hold on now, my nigga, because I'm on earth. I don't want to have to wait till death for my I'm sorry. But it is so wild to me. It be giving cold, but I don't want to offend nobody. Because what you mean God wants you to suffer? My God don't want me to suffer. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to suffer. I don't need to suffer. I can't. The God I know is loving and he wants the best for me. He don't want me suffering back against the wall with nothing, with my hands up. Like, I don't know. I don't know about that God. I don't know about that God.
So comfortable with living in a certain pain. I've gotten
What's wrong? Okay. What's wrong with being comfortable? Look, I want to be comfortable. Now she said comfortable in pain. Okay, that's different. But comfortable in the life I live. Look, why can't I be? God, why can't I be comfortable, God? Black women in Jesus, child. Black women in church is, woo, it's a whole beast that you can never get. Boy, child, black women in church. Black women in Jesus. Blacks love Jesus. And all I know about is Southern blacks, baby. Southern blacks, oh, they love Jesus. You can't pry the Bible from their cold, dead hands, okay?
The journey, the path, and the beautiful life that he has to offer me because I already see it.
Y'all. God looking down like, baby, why am I in it? Why? I know God be so sick of having his name in niggas' mouths when he be like, hold on now, why am I in it? God looking down at her like, girl, I sent you several signs that he was, when you had to pay the nigga back child support. That was God saying, girl, get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. That's why the gold digger trope on black women is such crazy work, has always been crazy work. Because one thing a black woman gonna do is give a nigga some money. One thing a black woman gonna do is carry a nigga. What? I can't even go down that pathway right now. I can't. God looking down at her like, girl, I sent you several signs that he wasn't the one and you still married him. Don't put that on my heart. Girl, look, Danny. Hopefully during my discussion with the Lord, I am not seeking forgiveness versus advice. You don't want to suffer, Equalizer? You don't want your back up against the wall and your hands up? I know God be like, what? Anakin? Exactly. I be thinking, why am I in this? I know God be like, what this got to do with me? Baby, every time, every goddamn on time. See, I was about to say, but see, I can't say the Lord in vain when I'm talking about I just had to just change up the words. Every time. What this got to do, it remind me of when I be taking the Lord's name in vain and my mom be like, why are you calling him? I'm telling you, God be sick of having his name in people's mouths. Like, he about to be on his Will Smith. Keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. Oh, that's who I was thinking of when I first saw this. All she's missing is a bonnet. She could be Derek Jackson's ex-wife. Woo, when that video came out, that was a wild time. I literally have been saying recently that I don't want anything to do with the internet or social media. I literally want to be off the internet. And I saw someone else saying like these AI videos are going crazy, like we need to get off the internet. But there are certain times that have been historic on the internet. That was one. That was one. Yes, thank you, Equalizer. Hit the like button. Please consider a membership. Thank you so much, Equalizer. It is always the way you do a thing, not necessarily the thing done. Family reunion needs to be avoided at least for a while. But let me tell you how I have seen happen in real life. The husband cheat with the cousin and then show up at the family cookout with the new cousin he was cheating with once the other cousin he was with done found out. And we gotta all be at the family gathering like the shit ain't crazy. I remember one family gathering, 2 pregnant women was fist fighting. Oh, it be going down at the unions. It be going down at the unions. Now, let's get into a few other things.
But you didn't. I told Georgia, I was like, it would have been fine if you came up and like, yo, we're about to go with these girls.
I told Dylan, I said, go tell them that. He did.
Dylan did not tell us.
You were like mad at the girl that like was.
I was not.
You did.
What?
It's on
Tell
camera.
Me. I did not.
Dylan and I are talking to these 2 girls, and she goes up to one and is like, yo, like, do you think it's cool to just be here with Charlie, but not come up and like make sure it's cool? Yes, I did.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, I love when my friends' girls ask my name. My best friend. We should be nice.
I love, sometimes I be wishing I was not have reality TV cameras following me, because I love when somebody be telling a lie and the producers will intercut what actually happened to show that this is a fault. The way I be wishing I could do that in real life, the way I be wishing I could say, roll the footage back. Roll the footage back. The way he is literally lying. The way that some white people start talking and doing their mannerisms when he mimicking her, the yo, she ain't say yo. His whole mannerism, oh child, Riley baby.
Hey, I'm Riley. Like you didn't say anything. You didn't introduce yourself.
And that was the attitude. It was like,
Wait, but also.
And did y'all see him do? She did not do that. She did. Oh, Jesus.
Charlie, the girl
handled it well. She was like,
handled it well.
The girl. I'm saying the girl handled it well.
All night, these girls never introduced herself. It was odd.
Riley didn't introduce herself either. I didn't see her go up and say, hey, nice to meet you. First thing she said was accosting her.
That footage that she did not accost the girl. She did go over and introduce herself. But if you're coming over in my thing, you're supposed to introduce yourself to me. And I've been in this situation. I had a lot of homeboys when I was growing up. And in my early 20s, if we're all hanging out partying and some girls are with my homeboys, you're supposed to come introduce yourself and talk to us. I ain't supposed to go over there and introduce myself to you, baby.
Wait, Riley, are you okay? I'm just so mad because every single time y'all do that. Wait, what?
You know she is her mother's daughter, because if Candy don't do nothing, she gonna cry and have that shaky voice. She is her mother's daughter.
Are you okay? And I try not to make it a thing, but I hate when you guys try to play this like I'm scared. You're like, I'm scaring your random white girl. This is so annoying. Especially because it's like a real thing that I have to go through every day. I'm so nice to everybody. And then it's always like everyone's trying to come off whenever I talk to some white girl that I'm trying to scare them. No, your girls were rude. It's disrespectful. If you're around people, introduce yourself. So I don't like that they're trying to be like, oh, you're at all.
I don't know if them being white is relevant.
I don't know if them being white is relevant. I can't even. I can't even. I will say I am so happy that this kid has been like the most hated person on the internet all week from what I've seen. Because, sir, please get a hold of yourself. Sir, please. Sir, please. And let me watch what I say in case white people is watching this. It's always hysterical to me when the first person that want to yell, why you making this a race thing, or this not about race, or why I gotta be about them being white, is the first person who knee-jerk reaction is to revert to racialized stereotypes. Because, sir, the way you are mimicking her, sir, please. Sir, please.
Bro, you just did all this.
This isn't a racial thing.
How do you do all this when mimicking a black woman and say it's not a race thing? It's not about race, but the first things you revert to are racialized stereotypes. Okay, sir.
I've never ever done this. I don't do.
And everybody and their mama know Candy's daughter Riley. Riley don't do. Sir, please. Sir, please. And I just rolled the footage. That was not what, and it's like stuff like that is wild to me, and it's dangerous because everybody isn't on a reality show. So if you're in a group of friends and someone is telling this story, it's literally just your word against theirs and whoever I guess happened to be there. But as you can see, everybody on the bus is silent and nobody's coming to Riley's defense. Like, it's literally just your word against theirs of however you acted. Like, this whole, she accosted them and she was scary and she was doing this. Oh, and the girl handled it so well. Like, sir, please.
Do that.
There are aspects of this conversation that I think are a little bit extra. I will.
And it's not extra for me.
I think it's like the specific nuances that like you don't even think about. But
I did. Well, I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Because you did the same thing with the Hanson touch thing. We're like, oh yeah, like you were just scary in the way you said it, and I let it go.
you were kind of like, wow, we're really not washing our hands. You were like a little scary about it.
The way white people be acting so fucking fragile. Why is anybody scared of Riley? The way they are trying to frame Riley like she's this black, aggressive girl. And first of all, them bitches nasty. Because she proudly uses the bathroom, doesn't wash her hands, and tries to touch Riley. And as Riley should, she said, baby, I can't touch you because you don't wash your hands. And that was scary. Because, bitch, you're not going to touch me neither. Nasty ass. But that's scary. Oh, and by the way, the old dude was talking about let's go outside and fight. But y'all scared of Riley. And I feel like stuff like this is so massively important because especially somebody like I've experienced this firsthand. I've always had a very diverse friend group. I've always had a lot of white people in my friend group, Asian people, Hispanic people, black people. One thing that's going to always cause you to butt heads with white folk is if you say anything where they feel like, oh, I'm not racist. They ain't going to hear nothing you saying. And it's going to always be that moment in the friendship where it's like, because the first thing white people are going to do when you're in a situation like this and they're your friend and you're trying to address something with them, the first thing they're going to revert to is defending themselves. They're not going to hear anything you're saying. They're not going to care about it. They're just going to want to defend themselves. And I feel like conversations like this, where the topic is like microaggressions, is very important because I feel like a lot of white people see racism as like these big, overt, F-U-N word. You know, like they see it as like these big things, and they don't ever take into consideration the constant microaggressions that black people have to navigate, and it can literally make you crazy. It can literally make you insane. Like, I will never forget I was hanging with these girls. I was the only black one. They were white. It was a mix of white girls and Asian girls. And I was the only black one. And it was a Latino girl. I saw something. Hold on, I'm getting sidetracked. I saw somebody on the internet say you cannot tell Florida Latinos they not white. And baby, that ain't. But anyway, I was the only black one. When I met this group, I had a like a sew-in, I had a relaxer, I had straight long hair. And like most black women, I used to constantly change my hair, constantly. So when I met them, I had straight long hair. Then I had some box braids. And I will never forget old girl saying to me out of the blue, unsolicited, you know, these poetic justice braids, I really liked it when you had the straight hair. Like, it was just so pretty. You looked so pretty. What? Wait, what? Hold on, bitch, because why is you calling me poet? Why is you saying poetic justice braids? Why are you saying, but I was so pretty with I liked your hair when it was straight. I didn't ask you how you like my hair. I didn't ask you to give me unsolicited opinions about my appearance. But it's like even little stuff like that. Or when it came to like how I would talk or if I would say a certain slang or I would say something, they would literally laugh or giggle. And it's just like, I can't even get into it because I'm going to get fired up. But just situations like this where you're mimicking someone and you're doing all of these racialized, stereotypical movements and nuances and verbiage that, first of all, the person don't even damn use. Like, you're literally making this up. Like, to me, and Riley still, it's a whole nother scene where he apologized. But to me, this is the point in the friendship where, like, we're not friends anymore. Because you're literally showing me the lens through which you see black people. And like, that's how I felt with the girl I was talking about. Like, you're literally telling me that through your lens, there's acceptable niggerish look and there's unacceptable niggerish look. And the acceptable niggerish that you want standing next to you has long, straight hair. And the unacceptable niggerish that you don't want standing next to you is the one with the poetic justice braids. Like, it's literally telling you how your friend sees you. And I feel like stuff like this is so important because white people got to stand in front of a mirror. Because there are white people who absolutely have an idea of the good Negroes, the acceptable Negroes, but they will never like. I'm not racist. Because y'all know the first thing they love to say is they got black friends. So it's definitely be hard conversations when it's someone in your friend group and they're white and you're trying to tell them certain things. Like, I also remember one of my white friends used to say the N-word all the time. And they felt like, my family fought for black people. I grew up, I'm not racist. I grew up around, but I have more black friends. I could say the N-word because I got a bunch of black friends and I was raised around black people and I date black people and I did like
Riley, you said that hand washing thing so calm to me. It was just a tone of voice thing, and I love you now. We're over it.
I was with you when this thing happened. And you were annoyed with the situation.
Yeah.
All I said was that, they should have introduced themselves.
And something else that annoys me is when they started the conversation, the guy she's going back and forth with said, I told Dylan to tell y'all the girls were coming. Riley says he didn't tell us anything. Why we ain't called like the guy who lied and was supposed to tell us about the girls coming? And then the girl she's talking to right now was also aggravated that the girls didn't introduce themselves. So why are you not speaking up and saying, yes, Riley is correct. Your girls were rude. I felt the same way. The silence on the bus, honestly, is irking me more than the guy she's going back and forth with. Because the guy she's going back and forth with is a goddamn scrub. He's a lost cause. This nigga's 40 years old, hanging out with a bunch of 22-year-old girls, 22-year-old kids. Like, you're in a friend group of young 22-year-olds and you're 40. Like, sir, you got the oldest face on the bus. He's a lost cause. He wants to be obtuse. He knows exactly what he was doing with them facial, with the hand motions and all that stuff. But it's the silence from everybody else. And this is Riley's friend group. Because y'all know Riley went to college in NYU. And the way I like how Riley handled herself, but I was mad she was crying, but I get it. She's just like her mom. They cry when they're like really angry because it's just like accumulation of their emotions. But I was so annoyed that she let them see her cry. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But I also felt like, bitch, you better flex on these kids. Because y'all not finna act like, and there's nothing wrong with coming from anywhere, but I'm like, Riley, you need to flex. Because they not finna act like Riley not just as privileged as y'all. Like, she don't have probably more money than y'all. Like, her mama don't have all time. Don't play on Riley. Don't play on Riley like y'all just super white and privileged and she just like a hood rat, which I don't like that. But I'm saying in terms of the context of how the little white group treating her. Like, let's not act like Riley is not on y'all level or higher. Like, let's not play that game with Riley. What Candace say? Bitch, I'm worldwide. Check who her mama is. And Riley is actually doing for herself. A lot of these they living off their parents' allowance as adults. Like, let's not play on Riley. Like, let's not try to act like Riley is this scary, ghetto, black girl that's scaring all the whites. Like, I don't like how they doing Riley. I don't like how they.
Instead of y'all, like, I guess if you were two separate groups.
To that logic.
I was introducing myself to show manners that she did not.
You confronted her.
She did not confront the girl. We saw the footage. She literally went over and said, "Hi, I'm Riley. What's your name? I like when my friends' girls introduce themselves because y'all bitches was rude and you didn't introduce yourself." She did not confront them, accost them, get aggressive with them. She but I'm like, the lies aren't lies for him, because for me, this is mirroring how he sees you, Riley. Like, this is how your friend sees you.
What?
Little girl, like.
Now that took the cake. Now that, you see how white folk do? See, I'm trying not to really go down this road too much. But the way he just said Riley went at this little girl. Sir, these were women you were trying to screw. And you're calling her a little girl. These were women you were trying to screw.
What do you mean? She's probably older than me.
See, that's why I'm like, she was coming back, because you're not finna say I was accosting a little girl when the bitch is probably older than Riley, and because he's 40 and these were women he was trying to hit on, and you want to say Riley was coming at a little girl. In context, Riley would be the little girl.
Because I'm taller, I scared her. I just don't like that y'all are trying to spin this narrative that I'm like this scary black girl when I'm not.
No.
That is so far from what I said.
That is so far from what I said, but you literally painted a picture of her being aggressive, accosting. And then and that's why I say he lost cause, because when you get in situations like this, I really be feeling like the white person ain't as blind as they trying to make themselves out to be. Like, bro, you get it. Bro, since you want to say yo with right, bro, you get it. He knows exactly what Riley is saying, especially when the girl next to him also reiterated, it's the mannerisms. It was you know exactly what Riley is saying.
It's your mannerisms, Charlie. You do this all the time. You don't realize what you do. And it's annoying because it's bigger than just this stupid conversation. Because this I had to deal with, and you're adding on to it.
I didn't mean to imitate you in an offensive way.
He says, I didn't mean to imitate you in an offensive way. But then earlier, he didn't understand what she was saying. You knew what, see what I mean? You knew what you did. You knew the mannerisms you were doing, but you want to act like a Dumbo. But you know what you did, doing all this, nothing you didn't, you did. She didn't do none of that.
Charlie, I'm saying it hit a chord with her that you don't get. Riley's trying to explain to him there's these different microaggressions that she might be feeling on a daily basis. Charlie might have contributed to unknowingly. Like, it's not his intention. I get that. I know that. So you can double down on whatever else you want, but when you've actually hurt your friend's feelings, you just have to stop. There's bigger things going on that may strike something in her that you might never see. She's really upset about it, so let's just apologize.
I said I'm sorry that hurt your feelings. I did not want to make you feel this way.
No, I know, but like, be loving about it.
Baby, if you got to explain to him how to apologize, I don't want the apology because obviously it ain't real. Obviously it ain't real. That part, Danny, the little girl thing and the way, you want to act like somebody the way I would have snapped on him, the way the little girl really is really what took the cake for me. They always age us up and infantilize their own. Yes, absolutely. 100, because how you going to say that Riley was accosting a little girl? Nigga, you older than everybody on the motherfucking bus. You're literally older than, he is, I'm being extra saying he's 45, but he's like 35. And all these kids are like 22. You're older than everybody on the bus, sir. What do you mean? I really can't believe he fixed his mouth to call the woman he was trying to screw little girl. Just to hammer home this vision of Riley as the big bad ghetto wolf. They would not be considered my friends. And honestly, I feel like it's easier said than done because I know from experience, I went through stuff like this with my friends that were white, and we stayed friends when I was Riley's age, when I was 19, 20, 21, 22. The friend I just told y'all about, the white person who would say the N-word all the time, I couldn't stand it, but we stayed friends for a long time. And we would be going back and forth, and I would be saying, it's not okay for you to say that. And they would be saying why they could say it. And because one thing is, these are your peers. And it's hard for some people at that age to disconnect from the people that you feel are your peers. Riley is in a certain bracket. She's went to NYU. These are the people that are Riley's peers. These are the people like Riley who come from rich families, who also went to NYU with her. Some of them, like a few of the others, are real housewives, kids, just like these are Riley's peers. So I agree, but it's not that easy when you're Riley and these are your peers, and these are also people that you have known and you consider your friends. Like, your initial reaction is, hey, this feels wrong. I feel hurt. But it's also hard because on the flip side, these are your friends and you care about them and you feel like they care about you. And the thing with being the only or few Black people is microaggressions can start to make you think that it's like, it can start to make you feel like, hey, it is me. Hey, you know what? Maybe I am being, one thing I used to always be called was over dramatic. And it would literally make me second guess when I was about to confront somebody about something. Or if I did, and they would throw you're being over dramatic. It wasn't that big of a deal. I would literally start second guessing myself like, damn, am I being over dramatic? Damn, is it not that big of a deal? Like, it's just a lot that can be going on. Like, I agree with you, but it's not that easy, especially at that age, to just be like, I'm going to detach and these aren't my friends. Like, you're young, you're still figuring stuff out, you're figuring out yourself, you're trying to navigate stuff. Like, you may not have the highest self-esteem, and it doesn't mean you have low self-esteem, but you know, you're at that age where you're still learning yourself, learning your place in the world. You may not be in a place where you can sit very firmly in yourself to say, you know what, they're trying to gaslight me, or they're, you know, like, I see, let me step away. These aren't real friends. Like, it's not that easy, but I agree. Oh, baby, palpable. The silence is loud on this bus, and none of these people I would consider my friends. Absolutely. And I start realizing that as much as, like, I feel like I don't need nobody to stand up for me. I'm gonna stand up for myself. But it's just the principle that don't leave me on an island by myself. Like, you need to make it known where you stand. That white friend I was just telling y'all about that was saying the N-word, and I stayed friends with that person for a very long time. Our friendship deteriorated one night when Ish was just going too far. And she literally, like, we were literally about to fight. Like, we had to be pulled away. And I was very upset with other friends who didn't stand up and say something. But, like, behind it, they would say, yeah, you know, Nickey, she was wrong. Well, why the hell you ain't say she was wrong in a moment? Why did y'all let me be the only person standing up saying something? Because it was something she did. Every black person in there was offended and upset, but nobody said nothing but me. So me and her about come to blows, and we got into a whole blow up, and y'all must stay silent instead of speaking up. Y'all made it look like I was the only person with the issue. So yeah, I can speak for myself. But it's the principle of the matter of, if these people are your friend, they're not going to leave you out on the ledge by yourself. The people on the bus, because they're all supposed to be Riley's friend, especially the girl who was actually there, because everybody wasn't there. The girl who was actually there, the nasty girl who don't wash her hands, should have spoken up and said, no, your friends were rude. The girls were rude. Riley is right. Riley didn't walk up to them like that. Riley, like, she should have said something because she was actually there. The boy's trying to look like the protector of the white girls in front of the white girls. Yeah. Every time, that is absolutely trying to I have worked in jobs where I was literally the only black person. I've been in friend groups where I wasn't necessarily the only black person in the friend group, but there would be certain gatherings where I would be kind of out. And, oh, you know what? I did have a friend group where I was the only black person. Okay, I just misspoke. But yeah, that is a constant thing when navigating certain types of non-black people. It's like it's like when you're, and I can't speak for black men, but as a black woman, it feels like your tone is hyper policed. Oh my God, you got to be super nice and cheery all the time. Oh, like your tone is constantly policed. Constantly. And it can drive you crazy, and it can make you really flip out the way they claiming you want, you know. See, I don't live that life no more. Oh, y'all taking me back. Y'all taking me back. I've been working from home for like 6 years. I don't have to deal with that. Look, I don't be dealing with all type of friends that I used, you know, y'all, but y'all taking me back. Oh, child, the tone police be, it be running up my nerves. Oh. You know how many times I was called into the office at work because I wasn't friendly enough? Because I had an attitude. I didn't have an attitude, guys. The tone police is very real. Overt is bad enough. It is covert that greatly bothers me. Because honestly, the covert can really sink in. And as a black person, you can start being real anti-black. Like the covert stuff to me is way more manipulative. And honestly, it's not as easy to call out if you're not versed enough, because you may feel like, okay, something feels uncomfortable, but you don't quite know how to verbalize it. Like the covert, I feel like that's way more destructive, honestly, to me. I guess I won't say way more. I guess, look, okay, let me calm down. I guess I won't say way more, but I think it is really manipulative and very damaging, because that's the stuff that can seep in, and you can end up projecting it onto other Black people and start believing it in how you carry yourself. And then that reflects how you think other Black people should carry themselves. Like, it's just a whole snowball effect. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Especially because, and honestly, I'm actually pretty nice and pleasant. However, I am a very keep to myself person at work. When people want, oh, it's somebody's birthday, or I'm not that person. I'm not that person. If it's work related, I'm gonna talk to you. If it's not work related, I'm probably not gonna talk to you. Now, if you say something to me like, good morning, how was your weekend? Yeah, I'm like, it was good, but I'm not finna really. But it was always like, we're having problems, Nicole, because we're getting a lot of complaints. Oh, and the one that would always get me, I would be called and I had to have a little meeting, and the person would be like, is there anything going on at home? Is everything okay? Because it just feels like you walk around here and you never have a smile on your face. The way I used to be sitting there so fucking confused, like, what? Like, literally, I would be so confused. And you know what? I will never forget. Literally, from the time my mama got me a job at her office when I was like 19, doing like data entry, through to like my 30s, moving on, doing other stuff, I always had the same issues working at these places. And I will never forget, I got a new job and I told myself, you know what? Instead of keeping to myself, I'm going to go up to people and I'm going to start conversations and I'm going to try to be real pleasant, trying to be that person that white America will make you think you're supposed to be when you Black. Like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be intentional and I'm going to be super bubbly and I'm going to go up there. Dude, y'all, and I was the only Black person there. I started this job. Do you know I went up to them white folk trying to introduce myself, trying to talk to people, trying to be all extra friendly and pleasant, child. Them people gave me the coldest shoulders. Them people was looking at me like, bitch, why are you talking to me? They were really stonewalling me. Monotone, one-word responses. There were sometimes people wouldn't even turn around to look at me when I would come up to say something to them. They would keep their back turned to me. Wouldn't even turn around. But let me do that. I hate when people stay silent when they know someone is in the wrong. Now I gotta cuss you out. That's what I'm saying, man. If you know something is wrong, speak up. I hate that too, Anakin. I hate that too. And I will never forget that day. Like, I literally will never forget that. Because I was like, ain't nobody in this room my friend. Except one person, which was my god sister. But she didn't stand up and say nothing. But she was the only one that, like, once the little fight was broken up, she like had my back. But I literally never felt so alone. And I felt like that was the beginning of me being like, because I was very much kind of social butterfly. I was running with the crew. I had a whole bunch of friends. I was out all the time. Always had someplace to go, something to do. That was the beginning of me really being like a loner. Like I just will never forget how palpable that moment was, and really feeling like all these people in this room that I've known for years, none of y'all are really my friend. Like none of y'all are my friend. None, not one. Like none of y'all are my friend. Like I felt so alone. I will never forget that. And more alone because once the white person left, I'm not exaggerating, every single solitary person was saying I was right and they felt the same way. Well, nigga, why you ain't say nothing? Why you left me hanging out on the ledge by myself? I will never forget that. And I ain't never had a bunch of friends since. Nope. I got like 2 friends. Like I'm exaggerating, but I ain't never had a bunch of friends. I ain't never ran with a crew since. Nope. F all y'all. F all y'all. Yeah, no, I still choose to be alone and deal with this. I was quite the loner at times because I refuse to be treated this way. You will not gaslight me or make me look some way. I'll leave. Well, that's good, Danny. Because I feel like I didn't realize until I got older that I was gaslit in a lot of situations and I really didn't even know it. Like I used to internalize so much stuff that people would say about me and really start hyper policing myself. And it wasn't until I got older that I was like, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, be yourself. Like, don't try to like change certain things because it's like I don't know, people would always call me certain things. Even when I was a kid, I was always called a brat, spoiled, dramatic. And I got older and I was like, don't feed into that. Like, don't feed into any of that. Like I'm like, you know what? You are literally like, I'm a great friend. I'm very kind-hearted. Like I was just like, you know what? Maybe I am dramatic. I just feel things passionately. Like I'm not going to apologize for that. Like if something is how I feel, then it's just how I feel. Like it's just how I feel. I don't ask to feel this way. It's just how I feel. But at the time, no. And that's why I'm like, even in hindsight, I was always a very strong-minded person, but I feel like it doesn't matter how strong-minded or secure you are. There are just certain conditioning that's going to seep in, like no matter what. Because at the time, did I think I was being treated in a bad way that I needed to walk away? No, I didn't. But in hindsight, I wasn't being treated very well. But I didn't know that at the time. Because at the time, I would have said, no, if somebody finna treat me bad, I'm going to be out. Like, I literally would have said that. But I was being treated bad, and I wasn't dipping out because I didn't know I was being treated bad. That's why I'm like, you have to have the wherewithal to even be able to recognize something, to know you need to leave it. If you don't have the wherewithal to even know you're being treated badly, you're not going to leave. And you could be thinking, oh, I would leave if I was treated bad. But you don't think you're being treated bad. Oh, yeah. Oh, Danny. Oh, absolutely. Every time, weaponizing incompetence. Every time. Rage baiting. That's why I say he knew what he was doing. And that's the thing. I feel like when you're in these confrontations with a white person portraying you like you're aggressive or angry, I feel like they be trying to bait you so they can say, see, because the shit is frustrating and it will make you flip out. And they can say, see, I told you. Exactly. The way he intended, they'd all feel validated with their microaggressions. And yep. And that's the game. That's the game. Hey, Paula, thank you so much for being here in the live. When people who call realize even when you are respectful would say, I don't like your tone, and ask for a supervisor, they did not really want to talk to. What? all these anonymous complaints where my attitude or rudeness was the problem. And that's the thing, is I was anonymous. I used to be like, who said I was rude? They wouldn't ever tell me who said it, child. Where my attitude or rudeness was the problem and I couldn't be more confused. Oh my God, same. What I do, who said what, nothing discussed, just I need to watch my tone or at same. Same. And I will never forget that job was literal. Oh God. Oh, it was so long ago. It was literally like the lowest point in my life. I would call my mother like every day. I hated that job. It was the worst experience of my life. Like, it was the height of me experiencing like microaggressions and being uncomfortable at work. And I'll never forget. I used to go to the restroom and just sit in the stall just to kind of like try to decompress. Every break, every lunch break, I would go sit by myself in my car, and it felt like the heaviest load when I would have to get up and go back in that building. Oh my God. And a thing that really, really brought it home was when I first got the job, the attitude, like I said, and this was a job when I first started, I was like, oh, I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to be really pleasant. And I will never forget when I first got the job and I was doing training, I was doing stuff for the first time. I would try to ask questions. I would get such an attitude, such a cold shoulder. They would act like I was incompetent because I was trying to ask a damn question. Like, babe, I just got the motherfucking job. I'm still trying to learn, child. But I thought you knew how to do this. I thought you did. Yeah, but this is a new job. Now, this is something different. Now, they're like, they didn't want to ask no question. They're like, every question I was asking was stupid. Everybody was cold shouldering me. A few years later of having a job, a new girl started. She wasn't black. When I tell you, she did the same thing I did. She started the job. She was bouncing around trying to talk to everybody. Remember I told you when I started and I was trying to talk to everybody, and people, when I tell you, I'm not exaggerating, them people wouldn't even turn around to face me. They would give me one-word answers. She did the same thing. Everybody was, so you just started? Where did you come? And I'm saying, what the y'all bitch ain't talked to me for 2 motherfucking years. But y'all talking to this new bitch? And then, because she was doing the same job I was doing, but we had like more workload, so they hired somebody new to help. She would ask the same questions I asked when I started. They were so pleasant to her. They would sit down, explain everything. They would explain it more than one time because she would ask the same questions. But when I asked a question, they made it sound like I was dumb or incompetent. And we thought you knew how to do X, Y, Z. I'll never forget that. And that's what really brought it home, was the stark difference between when I started and how I was treated and when this new person started and how they was treated. I was like, oh, F y'all. Oh, F y'all. Woo, child, F y'all.
Try. You don't need to defend yourself. Just say it.
I will be silent. That is what I can offer.
So you can't not. All you can do is be silent. You don't know how to talk to a black woman, black girl, without reverting to racialized stereotypes. So all you could do is just be silent. Okay, sir. And I did love Riley calls her mom after this bus trip, and her mom, Candy was like, if this is first time dealing with a black woman, he gonna learn how to deal with a black woman today. He gonna learn how to talk to a black woman. He gonna learn today. I was like, Candy, come on, Candy. She said, this is his first time trying to learn how to talk to a black woman. Oh, he finna learn. Oh, he gonna learn how to talk to a black woman. I said, Candy, that's right. Candy, that's right. Child, another day, another what, child? Another day, another what? A sexual assault lawsuit for a celebrity. Another day, another lawsuit. This time, Fat Joe. Joey Crack. As he likes to call him. Oh, God damn, we've been here for 3.5 hours. Oh, hell no, child. I gotta get the hell up out of here. Oh, hell no. It's midnight. Oh, hell no. I have such bad time blindness. It is not even funny. I'm supposed to be getting up early to exercise and walk my dog and go to the farmer's market with my auntie and my cousin. I'm not playing with y'all. Oh, hell no. I didn't know we've been here for 3.5 hours. Oh, hell. We got to get the hell up out of here. Oh, hell. We might have to say the rest. I think the rest of the topics is Tyler Perry, sexual assault lawsuit, Joey Crack, sexual assault lawsuit. We might say that for another fucking day. Oh, child, did not realize how late it is. Oh, child, it is midnight. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. We have been here for 3.5 hours. How the hell have we been here for 3.5 hours? Lord Jesus. Oh my God. I don't know how the hell. But Fat Joe is being sued for $20 million by his former hype man who claims he personally witnessed the rapper engage in sexual relations. Trigger warning, in sexual relations with children who are 15 and 16 years old. He also says that allegedly he paid for a BBL for like a 15-year-old. He like forced the hype man to be in sexual situations with the young girls to keep his status and standing. Okay. Woo, child, I really can't even really get into this because I got to hell go. But this is crazy. I always say I believe victims, but I'm not judge, jury, or executioner. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this really happened. But that's the, every day another. But y'all know Hollywood is a weird place, and y'all know what kind of people are in Hollywood. And Tyler Perry is sued for sexual assault by the overactor. And the next slides, we were going to go through the text messages. Child, we ain't got time to go through the text messages because we've already been here for almost the length of the damn Scarface movie. But yeah, Tyler Perry's been sued by this male actor who says that Tyler Perry was sexually harassing him, sexually assaulting him. They were in all these text messages that are allegedly Tyler Perry sending him pictures of himself, talking about, don't you see this stud in the picture? Ultimately, again, I believe victims, but I am not judge, jury, and executioner. I was not a fly on the wall. I don't know if this happened or not. But what I do know is if these are actual text messages between him and Tyler Perry, it is hella inappropriate. If you're hiring somebody or you're seeking someone out because you produce movies and you write and direct and you want them to be in your movie, there's still a level of professionalism. There's a way you're supposed to talk to people. Do I talk to my actors like this? Do I say, hey, look at this bitch in this picture? I don't know. What's the equivalent of stud for a woman? My brain is rattled because I got to go. But there's a certain way you talk to people when it's a professional setting. And the fact of the matter is, even on a small scale, like me doing a short film, you still have to be cognizant of the fact that you hired these people. These are not your friends. Even if it's a friendly professional relationship, there's still a line that you draw in the sand. And these text messages are hella inappropriate. Of allegedly Tyler trying to convince the young man to have like guiltless, casual sex or whatever, talking about, you need to be, I need to be touched. Ain't nobody touch me. Look at how I look. It's hella inappropriate. It absolutely gives sexual harassment. It absolutely gives, because he was saying like, it was like exchange for stuff. There's absolutely a power dynamic that is an issue. I always say whether it was Alicia Keys and, Buddy, whether it was Tommy Mottola and Mariah Carey, there is a power dynamic. It is a hella inappropriate relationship when you are over someone, when you hire someone, when you have power over someone's career to make sexual advances towards them. Even if the sexual advance, let's say, because you don't necessarily have to be a rapist or a predator. It is still a hella inappropriate situation because everybody knows how some men can react to rejection. So if this is a person in position of power that has a say-so over your career, you're going to feel hella coerced to not completely turn down their advances. There's people that laugh at their boss jokes knowing they ain't funny. Everybody knows that dynamic of feeling like you gotta kind of smooth and be extra with somebody that is in a position over you, whether it's sexual, whether it's laughing at a joke that ain't funny, whether it's like being, you know what I mean? Like if they bring some pies to the bake sale and they taste terrible, you're not gonna say that because they signing your checks. Like everybody knows that is a coercive environment and an uneven dynamic. So the text messages are hella inappropriate, but we ain't got time to even go through all of them. Okay. See, this would have been a good time. I would have had some good jokes. We would have went through. It's a lot of motherfucking text messages, but see, we ain't got time because I've been running my mouth almost 4 hours and I really just can't believe it. But thank you guys so much for being here for the live and just having fun and just chatting. And yeah, I'm gonna have to end this abruptly and I will see you in the next one because it's late as hell and y'all effing up my Saturday because I'm supposed to be in bed getting some fucking sleep because I gotta get up early in the morning. Okay, see you later. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting. Drop in the comments, like the video, subscribe, do all them things, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.